With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once ticked off across the board with charge to what because the squad can't be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep will play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why and sheep are also cheap while DSP is chasing green. We're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. It's not in burp and leaning ban, it matters not if I try find a child can't see if powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife of forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact and how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Monday the 21st of November 2022. Today is the day Phil is going to lose 200 more members, and I don't even think he's aware of just how bad it could potentially get for him. So yeah, that's going to be quite fun to see later on. Phil probably won't discover this until the night stream, probably, unless he randomly checks it in between at some point during the day stream. He won't realise he's lost 200 members until the night stream kicks in. So just a wee heads up for you guys. Currently, Phil is at 554 members. So just assuming that he gets no new members between now and this evening, he will drop down to 354 members instead. And yeah, the salt will be off the charts, in my opinion, because he was not expecting to lose this many subs. He completely forgot how many was gifted to him. Ian Soraya is asking, did he lose 20 yesterday? He didn't lose, well, he lost 300, no, yesterday. I don't actually know, it's a good question. Let's actually check. We can check the fucking tracker. So, no, yesterday it was 552, then 557, and 557, so now he's dropped down to 554. So, no, it wasn't at 572, sorry, no. It went straight from 875 down to 552, and then he got gifted 5 subs, but he's lost like 3 since then. So yeah, 572, he was never at that, so no. But yeah, Phil's alive, he's awake, he's online, and the stream's freezing up for some reason. Why has that happened? Hit live. Oh. Do we have an F? No, I think it seems okay. Okay. It's just, the stream has been fucking weird. There you go. Right, I'm going to spin the wheel and we'll just see what bingo word we're going to use for today's card. So here we go. Positive now. Positive let us down yesterday, bizarrely enough. We didn't get him to say positive yesterday, and that really hurt us, so hopefully he will get the picture and say it today. You know, fingers crossed he will actually fucking say the goddamn word today. But, yeah, positive. So, we need a number. We need a number between 1 and 190, but one of those numbers must contain the number 4. The first number in chat I see which contains the number 4 will be the card I picked for today's bingo card. 42 is the first number I see from Agreeable Compliment, so that is the number I'm going to use. That is a card I'm going to use for today's bingo card. So the 42nd bingo card looks like this on the left hand side here. We have got tips, here's the thing, likes, him pig-splaining something, and positive, and him saying idiot, meaningful, dude, react, and wow. Then On Demand, him doing a YRT pose, him snorting, him doing scat talk, and him slapping his leg. Then you got him saying reality, nobody or no one. Hand graphs, which is where he demonstrates with his hands something going up and down in value, or even just stagnating. Twitter, and necessarily. And the final row is him saying, oh, again, him doing a dumb close-up, him saying, alright, and messing with his ear and saying content. I think this is quite a strong card. I think there's, there are a couple of things. In there which might trip us up. But for the most part, I can see us getting quite a few, quite a few greens on this board, so fingers crossed. Greg Light is asking, do we have a date set for Rocket League Showdown? It's hard to imagine when it could happen, Greg Light, simply because Profit's 8 hours behind me or something, so he works during the day, he's working now. I'm pretty sure Profit's at work right now while, doing the bingo and enjoying the bingo. And when he gets to play games, which is at 3 AM my time, which is when I'm usually fast asleep, so it's one of those fucking things. It's time zones are a bastard. So me whipping Profit's ass or anyone else's ass in Rocket League might be a bit of an issue, but we'll try and get something sorted at some point in time, but it's just one of those things where time zones are an absolute bastard, and it's hard to get around that. But we'll see what we can do in future. But yeah, okay, let me save his bingo card. Phil to good morning again. He said good morning earlier on. Didn't really get much of a response, so good morning all. He is hyped for Pokemon Chill Fun today. Oh great, he's going to talk about his history of Pokemon and podcast. Sweet fucking Jesus, man. I want to give up already. I just want to fucking just close the fucking stream. He's going to talk about his history with Pokemon. The entire history of him and Pokemon. Great fucking god. Yeah, that's... Well, at least we can guarantee him pig-splaining something or whatever. That's kinda giving right there. Jesus Christ, there's not enough alcohol in the world to fucking deal with this. Profit, you're lying. Profit's kidding on that we played Rocket League over the fucking weekend. We have never played Rocket League together as far as I know. I don't even know if Profit's actually got Rocket League yet. Anyway, let me just save his bingo card very quickly. There we fucking go, there we go, very good, and the bingo card is saved. Fan-dabby dozy. So, let me set up the stream, I'll turn the music up, I'll mute myself, and we'll just wait for Phil to go proper live.
Pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, I have to pay bills, I have to pay bills, bitch, pay taxes, I have to pay bills, bitch, day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually things will get better, but kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to make money. I have to pay bills, I have to pay bills. I have to pay bills. I have to pay taxes. Bills. I have to pay bills. I have to. If you want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou, I'm better than those content creators, man. Because I have a job where I work 9 to 5 and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home. See, I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
I'm not a children's entertainer because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big ups to your dad. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in, then I'll put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. away with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana, please the peel it comes in, then put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in, then put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control.
Like exploding in the stream chat. People who, they pretend like they support me. They pretend like they're positive, and they're not. They're shitheads. They sit here and they sneak this, and they say underhanded things. They try to literally bring up, either detractor memes or literal drama shit every day. They do it on purpose so that they can try to derail the shit that I'm doing on my streams, you know? And it just gets to the point where it's so frustrating. I just want to have fun, man. I really just want to fucking have fun. That's it. That's all I want to do is have fun with you guys. Fun. Way more fun. I just want to have fun. Way more fun. I just want to have no taxes, bills to pay, nice chill stream today. You're having a fun and interactive time with me, and you're finding entertainment, positivity, and value in it, then the support should just come naturally, okay? I just want to have fun. Way more fun. I just want to have fun. Way more fun. Here's the bottom line, and I'm tired of it now. No more excuses, all right? Because the bottom line is people are like, Phil's not engaged in his commentary, and Phil's commentary is boring, and that's why people don't want to watch the playthroughs of the streams. Bullshit. I'm loving this game. I'm voice acting. I'm engaged. I'm commentating on everything that's going on actively. Bullshit. I call massive bullshit on any idiot who says that about either the Watch Dogs 2, which I've been playing recently and really liking, or Pokemon. It's bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit on anyone who's saying that I'm not engaged and I sound like I'm bored. I'm not. So I've had enough excuses. It just seems to me like people are fucking lazy and don't want to come out to the streams. I don't even know what else to say, you know?
Right now, for the next week, I'm literally strapped for cash. The only money I'll have is tips coming in on the streams. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. So now in the next few days, I have to raise money to pay my utilities. And then, see what I mean? Like, this is how it is for me. Yet these shitheads out there want to fucking fuck with me behind the scenes, ruin all kinds of financial shit for me. Then on top of that, make stuff up to try to make me sound like a terrible person on the internet.
To make money, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills.
I have to pay my taxes, pay my back taxes. I have to pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill.
I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills,
Bitch.
Pay Ben
Taxes,
I have to pay Ben bills,
bitch. Day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually things will get better. But kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to
To make money, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben
taxes.
bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to.
If you want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou, I'm better than those content creators, man. Because I have a job where I work 9 to 5, and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home, see? I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
You're right. You will take the ban. You're absolutely right. You will take the ban. You'll take the ban hard right in your fucking ass. Get the fuck out. You're supposed to be someone I trust, and you're gonna be a dickhead and go behind my back and hurt me and insult me. Get the fuck out. You'll take the ban real hard right up the bingo.
I'm just going to ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to fuck you and your mother. That's right. This is the United States of Phil. I am the supreme being. I make the rules. What I say goes. This is my land. A nice lean-in manual. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban. Ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone. Bitch. Fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban. Ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban.
Whoa. I just seen something Phil said in chat. He's just finished paying all his bills for the month. That YouTube payment he got, that big massive YouTube payment he got, let me just pull up and remind people how much money he got from YouTube this month. He got a big bumper payment from good old YouTube because of the exploits from last month. Phil got from YouTube alone $5,596 It's this big massive red thing right here. The YouTube payment came in and he's paid off all his bills apparently. Never mind the fact that so far for the December payment he's looking like he's only getting $2.5 grand or something so far. He's having a very bad month in comparison. This month is always going to be a very good to him because of that, how well October did for him. But considering how bad November's going for him so far, like he's really going to feel the hurts. He's really going to get stung next month when he realises it's going to drop lower than usual. This is a higher payment than usual for Phil Burnell. There's no denying that. This is more than usual by far. This is over $1,000 more than he's used to getting, or $1,500 more than he's used to getting. He's not going to anticipate that or take that into account for, preparing to budget. He got extra money, but that money will get blown so fucking fast and it'll be forgotten about. So, yeah, by the time next month comes and it's shorter than usual, technically things are balanced out for him, but he's not going to see it that way. So, yeah. In profit, I'm in the same boat. I get paid from my employer on the 20th. So all my bills, I try and get them all set up to get paid off around about the 20th, 21st, 22nd. Basically as close to payday as possible. So just, my payday comes in and all the bills are set up to get paid in as well. There's a couple of things that get paid outside of my control, which is a bit annoying, but the small wee things like, I just joined the gym there recently. In fact, today on the first day back at the gym. So that automatically goes out on the 15th. I have no control over that, which is like 5 days for payday, a bit annoying, but it's not that much money. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that Phil has admitted that he's paid all his bills. Of course, it's the first time he's mentioned bills in a long time. So, bills is not something he says a whole lot these days. Okay, Brand thinks he's late. I don't know if he's late. I wouldn't say he's late. He usually starts around 10 past, in my opinion. So nah, I wouldn't say he's late. Train says he's paid bi-weekly. Yes, I used to get paid weekly. Before in the past. I do miss getting paid weekly. Because it's also, you don't have to worry too much about trying to budget for the month if you're paid weekly instead, but obviously it balances out. There's pros and cons to getting paid weekly against getting paid monthly. But yeah. So Phil's got a YouTube payment. I have not got my YouTube payment yet. I should get that tomorrow or next day. The last few months have told me that Phil gets his YouTube payments on the 21st, and I'd never get my YouTube payments on the 21st. I get mine 22nd, 23rd, or whatever. It is what it is. But not that I'm fucking desperate or anything, you know what I mean? As I said, I get paid on the 20th anyway from one work, you know, so it's nice to get a little bit extra money that comes my way from YouTube, and it goes towards just paying off, you know, outstanding debts, whatever. Hopefully getting, obviously with Christmas coming up, it will certainly help towards getting some Christmas goodies sorted as well. So yeah, I have you guys to thank for that. I do appreciate anything that people are kind enough to give. And yeah, a wee quick reminder as well before the stream properly starts, Phil will not anticipate or be aware of how many members he's going to lose, probably until the night stream begins. I said this at the start of the show, but Phil is going to lose 200 members today, but unless he checks randomly and arbitrarily during the day stream, he will not be fully aware of the drop until he sets. Actually, there is no night stream. Jasper, you're right. So, unless he just randomly checks, you know, on a whim, during fucking making Patreon videos tonight, we might not see a reaction from Phil until tomorrow. Tomorrow's podcast. I completely forgot Phil won't have a fucking stream tonight, that's right. So yeah, if Phil doesn't check before, you know, the end of the day stream, we might not even get him seeing a reaction whatsoever until he is live tomorrow for the podcast instead. And that could really bring some quality salt. But yeah, we're just waiting for Phil to go live essentially. Right, I'd say right now he's maybe running a slight bit late. Usually he's live by now. Although he's busy paying all his bills and all this nonsense. This was payday for him, so the bills were all paid. Ah, Christ. I think the football's all right now, isn't it? USA are playing Wales. 0-0 so far. For anyone that's interested, 0-0 between USA and Wales. Keep your eye on that game. You can actually hear my dog bark in the background randomly. He's been a wee bit of an arse today. You're like, no, not Wales, England, no. I see what you did there. You did a Phil. I see what you did there. You did a little pretending to be Phil levels of intelligence with your geography knowledge. No. Ian Sorare needs a USA victory for his scripting to come in. I don't know. The Wales have got a strong team. Bale's a game changer. Not to bore people in the chat who don't like their football, but Bale's a quality player. I know America have also got some good players themselves, but Bale is probably the best player on that pitch by a distance. So it's one of those things, he can be a difference maker completely. Shine says they don't have the LeBron James of soccer though. Who is the LeBron James of soccer? Is this the guy that the Americans have dubbed Captain America because he's like the captain in the football team? Was it Pulisic? Pulisic, yeah. Pulisic is a good player, but Bale's better. I mean, I base it off on what they've achieved. Bale has won several Champions Leagues and, you know, league titles in La Liga with Real Madrid. You know, I mean, he's proven himself at a high level, Bale. Whereas Pulisic, he's done well for himself. He's a good player, but what's he actually achieved yet? There's a lot of potential with Pulisic, and let's see if he can achieve that and realise that potential. But Bale was already proven he's a great player. Pulisic, he's a solid player, but, you know, let's see if he can step up and become a, you know, that sort of superstar on the world stage. And this is a stage for it, so. Anyway, this is the game I'm missing. I would have tempted to, I mean, actually, is it one of those things? I'm just so tempted to keep an eye on the football, but nah. I've already watched the fucking England games, you know, earlier on, and I watched some of the fucking Netherlands game, which was interesting to say the least. No, I'm curious for the score. I'm curious to keep an eye on the score for the Wales game, but other than that, nah. Phil is absolutely running late. It's quite strange. I mean, there's not much I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you guys. Phil is bizarrely late and he's not even giving the updates. I think the last thing I said in this chat was talking about his bills. Oh, he's mentioned something to Darth Revan. What did Darth Revan say? Don't forget to access Mystery Gift as soon as it's available to get a free Flying Pikachu. And Phil responded, they sent me a code for starter items from there too, although I never pre-ordered. Weird. Ryushinen's saying that maybe Phil was busy pulling his JPEG wrestles. It's very possible. Phil did get paid after all, and this event that he's playing right now is not an auto fucking thing. You actually have to do it manually. You know, you have to put in the effort yourself. Oh, he's moved the thing at the bottom, and he's starting the stream. Here we go, guys. You all know the drill by now, guys. Tag me in chat in case I miss anything on this here bingo card on the left hand side of your screen. If we get 25 out of 25, you guys will have a chance to win £50. One of you guys in chat will win a £50 prize for a full house. 25 snorts is a free space, 50 snorts is 2 free spaces, and so on. If Phil blows bubbles for 100 likes before the recording for gameplay, that is also a free space. So guys, fingers crossed, good luck. Here we fucking go.
Good. Ooh. Oh. Bruh. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Level 1 podcast, where we're busy having fun down here on Level 1. And good Lord, here we go again with the ridiculousness of my camera just being absolutely terrible and not doing color correction properly. Today is the first day in over 2 weeks where there's clouds outside. Because there are clouds outside, that allows me to fully open my window, open the blinds, and get natural air in here, which I would like, especially after the last couple of days, as you know. Over the weekend, I had an allergic reaction in my throat, and that allergic reaction screwed me up so badly that basically I kind of mostly lost my voice. And here we go. That looks a little better, too. I mostly lost my voice 2 days ago. And it was really tough trying to get through The Devil in Me and doing Sonic Frontiers with pretty much no voice all day. So I thought, hey, it's the first day in 2 weeks. There's not full sun outside. In fact, we've been having a drought. This has been the driest November in over a decade here in Washington, where usually we're constantly getting clouds and rain. And for whatever reason, it didn't happen this month because of the constant sun outside. So, being that today was a little different, like, let's do it. Let's open the window. And then, of course, I look terrible because the camera won't adjust properly. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Today is Monday, the 21st of November, 2022. I'm excited for today. Although today is a little bit of a weird day, being that it's only a half-day streaming day instead of a full day like I usually do, for a good reason, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Today is the premiere of a game that you guys literally yelled at me and campaigned for. You were very upset because at first I was not going to play this game. I was so upset.
Oh yeah, I was going to fucking mention that. You guys seen the title of the podcast? The title of the podcast is Per Your Request, Let's Catch 'Em All Again. He's already got the fucking thing set up to blame his chat if they do not support him appropriately. The groundwork and foundations are set up right off the goddamn bat for Phil to fucking blame his audience if they are not going to fucking be forthcoming with their contributions and supporting him playing this game. He is fully anticipating and expecting, he's practically demanding without saying it, decent support for this fucking game since they asked for it so fucking much.
And you were so upset because I was going to play Evil West starting tomorrow. And I said, that's okay with me. You know, it's an interesting game. It looks like something a little different. And everyone said, but what about Pokemon then? I said, Pokemon. I said, well, I like Pokemon. I've done many Pokemon playthroughs over the years. In fact, we're going to go over that on today's podcast. We're going to go a little bit through my history with the Pokemon franchise. But basically, I was like, you know, I can't do everything right now. I'm already juggling so many games, right? At this point, right now, I'm literally playing 3 games, and with Pokemon starting today, it'll be 4 again, okay? So with 4 games being juggled, how on earth, you know, am I going to play Pokemon? And basically people were like, well, here's the thing. Your Pokemon playthroughs are relaxing. They're fun. They're some of the most interactive playthroughs you do, because not only do we have fun conversation when you're playing, but we get to help you with things like the Pokemon battles, the elements, and there's a lot of interactivity with things like being able to name the Pokemon and stuff like that. And so basically, so people were pretty upset, and they started coming to my streams for a couple of days nonstop, saying, man, we cannot believe you're skipping the new Pokemon to play Evil West, a game that, you know, isn't, you know, overly hyped. Not a lot of people are really talking about. To which, after basically listening to this for a few days, I was like, well, it seems like this is what my audience wants. So after talking with you guys for a couple of days, we determined we would flip that instead. So we're doing Pokemon starting today. This will be an ongoing playthrough that I will balance with everything else. Yes, this will likely be our chill playthrough, meaning it'll be the one game in the rotation that's more relaxed, more laid back. It's not about major progress every time I play. It'll be the stream in which we get to have lots of interaction, lots of conversation, and break up the other constant kind of progress in every other major game that I'll be playing. You see what I mean? Like, when I'm playing God of War, man, we want to make some progress today. Sonic Frontiers, hope we get, you know, good chunk into this world. This game, doesn't really matter. We'll play it at our own pace. Who cares if we play this for a month or 2? It's meant to be a more laid-back playthrough. You see what I'm saying? So, all that being said, I'm excited to be starting up with Pokemon Scarlet. That's right, we're doing Scarlet. It was actually a few days ago. A tipper took it upon themselves to tip $8 and to ask my Magic 8-Ball, should I play Scarlet or Violet? And basically they said, if I say Scarlet is yes, Violet is no, ask the 8-Ball yes or no, shake it up and see what it says. And I looked and it said, oh, ask again later. So I shook it again. And it said, uncertain, check again later. So I shook it up and I asked it again. And it said, concentrate, ask again later. I was like, what? So this 8-Ball had me ask 4 to 5 times to finally ask what game it would be. And finally, after like all day, it was a whole stream. Near the end of the stream, it said yes, which meant Scarlet. So that's what I got, and that's what we're playing today. Pokemon Scarlet, okay? I'm excited for Pokemon Scarlet. I hope that it's good. Now, I've heard mixed things about this game. I've heard that it's kind of innovative. It definitely is the most refreshing and interesting and fun Pokemon game in quite some time because it tries new things that seem to work. At the same time, it's literally the worst looking, performing Pokemon game in a decade. Basically, you could tell that they had to rush to get this game out in time. Graphically, it has tons of issues. Invisible bikes and vehicles, crazy amounts of pop-in and non-loading textures, glitches out the ass. So essentially what you have is a fun mess, right? A game that's fun as hell, but at the same time, might be pretty funny to watch because it's going to be really just unpolished, okay? By the way, shout out to Rashawn. It was Rashawn who had actually chosen, well, used the 8-Ball to choose the Pokemon game, and he said he actually, he says, I picked Scarlet too. You made my decision for me. So he wanted me to play Scarlet. He's playing Scarlet as well. Cool. That's cool. Okay, now, all that being said, I'm still pumped. Even if the game performs poorly, even if the game runs like shit and is full of bugs, I still think our playthrough will be fun. Okay? First of all, like I said, when I play Pokemon games, it's not just about the game. It's about us having a fun, interactive time. That's always been a part of the Pokemon experience for me. In fact, you know, as early back as Omega Ruby, which I believe was my first Pokemon playthrough I had done for DSP Gaming, I remember that being one of the very first games where we actually had a lot of interactions while I streamed. Even back then, before I was an interactive streamer, I was talking with you guys in the chat. We were having fun conversations about the game and stuff like that before it actually became a staple part of my streams, you see? So I'm actually pumped for today and obviously for the ongoing playthrough. I'm curious to see what it's going to be, how different it is from previous Pokemon games that I've played, and I'm excited. I like Pokemon. I do. I think this is a good game for kind of end of the year balance. It will give variety to the streams rather than it all just being about always constant high priority narrative new releases. You'll have something to be more relaxed and break up that style of content, which I'm pleased with, okay? Now, at the same time, it's Pokemon. Come on. It's Pokemon, all right? So when you're playing Pokemon, you have to expect a certain level. You know what I mean? And I fully expect that this game will not be amazingly groundbreaking. I fully expect that it's going to be slow-paced, turn-based combat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be dramatically different from the formula that you're expecting from Pokemon. It's probably going to be more of the same, which is good if you're an ongoing Pokemon fan. But if you're looking for it's the same. Yeah, it's Pokemon. Like, they never really changed the formula that much. I don't expect it to be an ongoing action game or anything like that. It's going to have the same kind of deal in it. All right? So please understand that. All right? Don't expect the world. I'm not expecting the world. Why?
I need a decision from the audience here. Is this enough to, you know, count as T-pose? That kind of thing right there. It's not really a proper T-pose, you know, it's like a lazy... Nah, to me that's not a T-pose. See, we've had a couple of close calls, and I ignored one earlier on just off the bat because I thought, it's like a shrug, it's like a...
Alright, don't expect the world. I'm not...
Yeah, it's a shrug, yeah, we can't count that. A W for a wanker pose, yes, a W pose. We can't count it, okay. I just thought I'd check you guys, okay.
Expecting the world. Why is this game so buggy and unfinished? Because Game Freaks, the company that makes the Pokemon games, is tasked with putting out 2 Pokemon games a year. And it's pretty obvious at this point, after the past several years of seeing them do this, that they're not very well equipped to do it, right? Let's be honest. They just, maybe it's staffing, maybe it's just talent, I don't know. But they're just not doing a very good job of pumping out 2 games a year. Perhaps if they only made 1 game a year, perhaps if they made 1 game every 2 years, then maybe we would finally have a game that was up to snuff for modern games. Because honestly, these Pokemon games do not look like they're made in the current generation. They always look like they're a generation old, and they always seem to have some kind of technical issues. All right, but they always have to rush out a Pokemon game for the holidays in particular, right? Remember last year, they rushed out that remake, and then immediately 2 months later, put out Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus. I still don't know how to pronounce it, and I played the whole game. And that's confusing because, like, how could you have 2 Pokemon games in 2 months, right? So I didn't play one. I didn't play the remake. I just played Arceus, which I thought was interesting, but didn't feel like a full game, right? Like, Arceus felt like an idea that wasn't finished. It was like a proof of concept idea. If we did open world Pokemon with third person action catching mechanics, would it work? And the answer is yes, it would work, but then you have to add in the rest of the elements to make it a Pokemon game, and they didn't do that. They just made it the same game for 5 worlds, and it was very boring after like the 3rd world. Basically, the way I see it, it's sad because you know that if this company was given more time and resources, likely they would make a true current gen Pokemon game with really good looking graphics. Even on the Switch, because we've seen other games on the Switch as of late run really beautifully, right? Games like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, hell, any first-party game, any Mario, any Zelda, they usually run so beautifully on there. They look modern. So why the hell can't Pokemon look modern, right? I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. We already know the shortcomings of the game going into it, all right? And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to nitpick and criticize the game, but if the game has funny bugs and issues and shit, of course I'm going to call them out. You guys know me. I'm an honest gamer. I'm an honest reviewer. I'm going to bring that up in my playthrough, okay? Now, a few things about the playthrough. Number one, whenever we are playing Pokemon Scarlet, if we happen to hit the hat tips goal, which is $100 raised on any particular Pokemon stream, I will be wearing the Pikachu hat. It is just a no-brainer that I would wear the Pikachu hat during the Pokemon stream. Why the hell wouldn't I wear the Pikachu hat? Okay? It's one of my most ridiculous hats. I've had it for many, many years. It's comfy, actually. It's one of my more comfy hats that I wear here on stream. So, that's the hat that will be eligible if we hit the $100 tips goal. Okay, that's number one. Number two, every time that we play Pokemon Scarlet, if you tip $25 or more, but $25 is the threshold, all right, you will be able to name a Pokemon in the game. Now, obviously, I might have to set some limitations on this, and here's what I mean. Number one, I don't know realistically how many Pokemon I'm going to have on hand at any time. Right now, I know I'm going to have one Pokemon today, my starter. I don't know how many other Pokemon I will get today. Okay? So because of that, I can't be like, oh yeah, if 10 people tip $25 today, you can each name a Pokemon. I don't even know if I'll have 10 Pokemon by the end of today. Right? So we basically have to do it more realistically. As I collect Pokemon, all right, if you tip $25, then you can name one of those Pokemon, okay? But please don't go crazy and immediately start throwing tips at the stream. Oh, I want to name this, I want to name that. I don't even have the Pokemon yet.
He's actually fucking telling his fans not to fucking give him too much fucking money? Wow.
You know, El Grey Zoro says the local Pokedex is 400, so there's 400 Pokemon in the game, and there's a lot of Pokemon in the first area alone. That's good. That's good to know. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking is, let's not go crazy. Let's not have people go, oh, I want to name a Pokemon. Here, tip, 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 tip. Oh my god, now I have 17 people waiting, but I don't have Pokemon yet. Let's not do that. Let's wait. If you are planning on naming a Pokemon, let's start playing the game. And then if you tip $25 or more, you can name a Pokemon in the game. Now, there will be criteria. The criteria are as follows. Okay? Number one, you cannot do anything that's like, obviously offensive. You can't do anything racist. You can't do anything sexist. You can't do anything that's going to get people in trouble on YouTube. Obviously, you know, we're not going to be stupid as hell. Someone, you know, name a Pokemon and then say something that's going to get everyone in trouble. We're not doing that, okay? That's number one, okay? Number two, you cannot name a Pokemon something that's going to cause drama. Not necessarily that it would be found offensive, like racist, sexist, or whatever, but, you know, I don't want someone naming a Pokemon, so-and-so content creator sucks monkey butts. No, we're not doing that, you know? I'm not going to be doing shit like that and then people trying to cause problems here on my streams, okay? You know, I can't have people causing problems and then next thing you know, people are angry at me and shit for of all things over Pokemon, right? So exactly. So I immediately, someone said, Rich, Keemstar, Review 10. Exactly. No, we're not going to be naming, you know, a fucking giant Snorlax, an insulting name of someone that you think is fat and you want to insult them. We're not doing that, okay? I don't mind silly names. I don't mind joking names, but I just don't want people to be offended because we named a Pokemon something and they're like, oh, how dare you say that that Pokemon is me or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that, okay? So, there you go. Those are kind of the general criteria. Now, obviously, there may be more on the fly as we play the game. Let's see what happens as we play the game. I haven't played it yet. You know, also, once you name a Pokemon, all right, that Pokemon keeps that name. It's not like, oh, on today's stream, John tipped $25 and named a Pokemon Jose Cuervo. And then on the next stream, Lauren tipped $25 and renamed that same Pokemon Sir Dumps-a-Lot. No, we're not doing that. Once you name a Pokemon, that's your Pokemon. Okay? Now, there's no guarantee that I'm going to be using a Pokemon. I need you to understand that. Because some people had that misconception over the last few playthroughs that like, oh, just because someone named a Pokemon, that means now you're going to be actively using that Pokemon for multiple streams. No, I'm not making that guarantee. Okay?
What's the fucking point of offering people to fucking name a Pokemon if you're not going to fucking show that Pokemon and use it for gameplay? And so you're fucking asking someone to fucking name something you're going to use in a fucking game and then just fucking throw it in a closet and never to be fucking seen again. Prophet shouting Scat Toxels Meth Bear. You talking about that wee joke they made? Yeah, okay, I'll count it. I'll count it. That was, yeah, Scat Tox.
Playing the game, I want to be able to use the Pokemon that are effective. Not, oh, so, you know, right now I could really use a grass Pokemon, a fire type Pokemon, and a ghost Pokemon, but I have to have 5 Pokemon stuck in my party because people named them, and they're all terrible for the situation, and now I suck it. You know, no, we're not making that promise. The promise is you name a Pokemon. That's it. Now, obviously, I will try to use said Pokemon. I'm not going to purposely do, oh, let's name this far-fetched, you know, Sir Feathersworth, but then I immediately decide, oh, I'm not going to use it ever again. I bench it. No, I'll do my best to try to use the Pokemon, but I'm not guaranteeing that if we're in a situation where they're not going to be used, they're not going to be useful. All right. So I just want to let you know that, you know, I'm trying to give you hypotheticals here. So nothing offensive, nothing to cause drama, and no guarantee that I'm going to be actively using said Pokemon in my party. The guarantee is you're naming a Pokemon, it sticks forever, and you're helping the channel. Okay? And fair enough. I hope that makes...
Reminder, he just got paid today. $5,500 got transferred to his own bank account from YouTube, thanks to an increase. It's a far more money than usual he gets from YouTube. This was a far more profitable paycheck for him compared to what he usually gets on YouTube. He got a lot more money than usual, so he should really be fucking happy right now and on a money high. But here he is, trying to lay the foundations for trying to fleece as much money as possible from people for playing this fucking game. Such as asking T-Po is, nah, he's going to hold it.
You're naming a Pokemon, it sticks forever, and you're helping the channel.
That wasn't a T-Po's either, it was like another fucking shrug, so yeah.
Okay? And fair enough, I hope that makes sense. So, we're laying the groundwork now, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about this over the course of the playthrough as people start to tip to name Pokemon and the like. Okay? Fair enough. We're all on the same page now. Kind of makes sense? Okay. So, let's go through the schedule briefly. We have a poll to set up for tomorrow. All right. And then what I would like to do is go through my brief history of Pokemon. Let you know what I know about Pokemon. And my thoughts about the series over time. And about playing this new one. That's going to be the podcast for today. Okay? Okay, so today, only one gameplay stream. Right now, it's the premiere of Pokémon Scarlet. All right? Our usual 3+ hour stream. Lots of gameplay, lots of interactivity and fun. The introduction, maybe naming some initial Pokemon, and going from there.
Dash is begging me to fucking play the clip he sent me on Discord. Give me a second. Give me a second so I'll pull this up. He's begging me if I can see it. I'll play it.
Say it with me, everybody! Nobody cares!
That works. I might soundboard that.
Tonight, there's no late stream. That's right, there's no late stream. No late stream. Why no late stream tonight? I'll tell you why there's no late stream tonight. Because tonight, I have to sit down and film private react videos for patrons. thank God, my voice is almost back. It's not fully. It's still a little bit of swelling in there, but at least it's almost back. Because, man, can you imagine if I had to do 2+ hours of react videos tonight and I couldn't talk? That would have been terrible. So, I got to do them. Normally, I would have done them much earlier in the month, but this month has been so crazy with new releases. You guys have seen how much I've been juggling those new releases and how I just barely started finishing up certain games that have been lingering for a long time, right? Last night, we finally finished Gotham Knights. We were able to finish The Devil in Me within 3 days, which is great because we moved right on from that. You see, like, with all this stuff going on, I had to really focus in on getting as far as I could in each game, and that's why I didn't have time until, like, tonight to really do this. So, no late stream tonight. I know many of you will be disappointed. You won't know what to do with yourselves. I urge you, perhaps there's other things on the planet you could do. Perhaps you could read a book or a comic book. If you don't like a book, read a comic book, a graphic novel, or a manga. Perhaps you could exercise. Move your body to burn some calories. Do this right here. See this movement I'm doing? This burns some calories. When you do this, you go, run around your house doing this. Don't tell anyone what you're doing. When they say,
I just want to fucking watch football. I cannot be fucking arsed with this tonight, guys. I'd rather just fucking watch a goddamn football than fucking watch this clown be a fucking clown and blow us all to fucking death with his goddamn Pokémon history. By the way, the USA are beating Wales 1-0. Just scored, it looks like Timothy Weah scored for USA, so Wales are losing 1-0 to the Americans. How embarrassing that is. They're letting Britain down, letting the Yanks beat them.
Say, what are you doing? Say, oh, Darkside Phil isn't streaming tonight, so I gotta kill some time. And see what they do. See how they react. I'm curious. Film that too and send it to me. I'd like to see their reactions. Go for a walk. Go for a walk outside. I would say touch some grass, but some people find that very offensive if you say that. So I'm not going to say that. But anyway, do something other than, lament the loss of one stream. What you can do, you can just watch videos on DSP Gaming if you want, on demand. And I appreciate those who are watching all these playthroughs on demand who can't be here live for the streams. Thank you for that. Remember, engagement helps a lot. Liking the videos, leaving comments on the videos. Also, remember, with Twitter, having all these issues recently,
we have a bingo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Twitter, so that's a column down, the 4th column down. That's our first bingo of the goddamn game. I'd also like to remind everyone we have a free space already locked in because Phil has snorted 30 times. And a quick reminder that if Phil snorts 50 times, that's 2 free spaces. If he snorts 75 times, that's 3 free spaces. But we have 1 so far. And of course, if he gets to blow bubbles on the stream for 100 likes, that's also a free space.
I've started using my main community tab here on DSP Gaming as a social media hub for me. Anything I post on Twitter, I also post there. So you don't have to follow me on Twitter anymore if you don't want to. If you're afraid of that site, imploding or being a piece of dog shit or whatever, you can be here and just subscribe to the channel. And thank you to those who have. Or actually, I believe we got a bunch of new subscribers in the last week since I mentioned this. I think a bunch of new subs came in. I think we're about to actually hit a new sub milestone. I don't think we have yet. Let me check. No. We're like on the precipice of hitting a new sub milestone. So if you're someone who watches all my content and you want to be in the know about me, subbing is one great way to do it because you'll get notifications when I post on the community tab. Okay? Cool. All right. Tomorrow is in your hands. Are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is my final consecutive streaming day of the week. 6 straight days I would have streamed as of tomorrow. Tomorrow, the games that we're playing, all right, are in your hands. Okay? What do I mean by that? What I mean is that you're physically going to grab the games with your hands and shove them in my face. Theoretically. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do a poll right now on the community tab of DSP Gaming. 4 games are in contention for being played on tomorrow's streams. The games are as follows. Barbie Horse Adventures, Amy, my 17th run in Dark Souls 1.
Shut up, bitch!
And, okay, I'm just kidding. No, the games are as follows. Ready? God of War Ragnarok, Sonic Frontiers, Pokemon Scarlet, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Okay? What you're going to do, you're going to vote on this poll on the community tab of DSP Gaming for 24 hours. Okay? Whatever game gets the most amount of view, excuse me. Hello, McFly. Hello. Whatever game gets the most amount of votes will be the game that I will play on the first stream tomorrow. Whatever game gets the second most amount of votes will be the game that I will play on tomorrow's late night stream. And then, whatever games get the third and fourth most votes will be discarded and never played again. No, I'm just kidding. Those games will be played this coming weekend after all my holiday festivities, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Those will be the next 2 games that we'll play on Saturday when we get back to gaming. Okay? So let's do this right now. Live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. This is how we roll. All right? So here it is. Text poll. 4 options. Which 2 games should Phil stream on Tuesday, November 22nd? The top 2 most voted will be played. The other 2 will be played this coming Saturday, November 26th. Thanks and good luck. So let's do it. Let's get these options up. Ready? Option number 1. God of War Ragnarok. Option number 2. Sonic Frontiers. Option number 3. Excuse me. Pokemon Scarlet. Option number 4. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. And I click post. And just like that, the poll is live on the community tab of DSP Gaming. So I urge you to go over there and start voting immediately. Don't delay. Vote today. Get it in. Let's see what people are voting for. Let's get excited over the course of today. I'll keep mentioning it over the stream. And I'm excited to see what you vote for. In reality, it doesn't really matter because we're going to play all the games anyway. It's really just about the order, you know, that I'm going to play them. So if tomorrow I end up playing Sonic in Modern Warfare 2, great. Tomorrow if I end up playing God of War and Pokemon, great. Tomorrow if I end up playing Pokemon and God of War, great. Tomorrow if I end up playing Modern Warfare 2 and Pokemon,
Shut the fuck up!
Great. Tomorrow if I end up playing Sonic and Modern Warfare 2.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
No! How dare you pick that certain combination?
Shut your hole.
I mean, great. It's fine. It's all fine. Doesn't matter. And then whatever we don't play, we're playing Saturday anyway. All right? Okay. Cool. People are freaking out. All right. So there you go. Please vote. And I will, I'll have to check that a couple times during the stream. If you guys remind me, I will check it during the stream to see the status. Fair enough? Cool. Okay. Excuse me. So all that being said, let's continue with the schedule for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, random games depending on what you vote on. Okay? Wednesday, I'm off. Wednesday is my day off from streaming. So no streaming on Wednesday. And in fact, today and tomorrow are your final days. If you want to nominate advertisements or PSAs for my Adpocalypse Spectacular this coming Friday, because on Wednesday on my day off, I'll be taking a segment of my day off to sit down in the office and review all your nominations, pick the ones that obviously fit the criteria that I set, and put them all into a running playlist. That'll be the playlist that we watch together on Friday when I live react to all these ads here on the stream. And you guys have nominated a ton. So I think we're going to have more than enough to react to on Friday's marathon. I'm very excited for this, okay? So that's going to be Wednesday. Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the United States, a national holiday. And I will be streaming, but only one more stream. That's right, only one stream on Thanksgiving. Only one stream. I know. People get very upset when I only stream once. It's going to be the Thanksgiving Day Ask the King holiday special. Traditionally, Thanksgiving is the day when here in the United States, we give thanks for everything that we have in our lives. And following along with that reasoning, I like to answer your questions on that day. Give you the answers you've been seeking for so long as a way of saying thank you for your ongoing support, your ongoing engagement, and you're allowing me to do what I love for a living here on the channel. Okay? So, I'm excited for Thursday. If you haven't posted your questions up for the show yet, you can type exclamation point Ask the King into the chat. That'll bring you right to my forums. You can post up. If you're a member of the channel currently, you have a priority to get your question answered on the show. There was already a post made about a week ago here on the channel page of DSP Gaming's community tab that was members only, that you could post up your questions, and I'm going to be heavily selecting questions from that thread. So please give it a look and post up your questions, all right? So it's going to be Holiday Ask the King on Thanksgiving. I will not be doing a late stream. Instead, I'll be spending time with my family, cooking a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. Perhaps I'll do a YouTube short to show you my dinner. Would you guys like a YouTube short? Then on Friday, the 25th of November, it is finally here. After much hoopla, after much hype, after much anticipation, it will be DSP's Adpocalypse Retro Spectacular, where I react to all kinds of advertisements, PSAs, and all kinds of cool promotional stuff from the 80s, the 90s, the first half of the 2000s, and anything in between. It's going to be epic. I'm going to be reacting to things that I've never seen before. I'll also be reacting to things that I used to see when I was a child on TV. I cannot wait to share this with you. Hold on.
Shut up, bitch! Bruh.
Nope. Man, whew. Grab me my Zen breathing.
Was that a Wipos? He was flailing. No, I don't know. That's not. I wouldn't say it's a Wipos. I'm going to mute this while we play this, because I can't be asked hearing him fucking ranting like that again. But is this a Y? I wouldn't call this a Y pose. He's flailing his arms. He's not posing, holding the fucking pose. He's flailing his arms. That's a borderline one there. Right before that. I mean, he kind of held it there, you know. He holds it there. Yeah, I'm counting that. Fuck it. Fuck it all. I'm counting that. He did hold it, technically there. So yeah, fuck it. I'm counting that as a T pose. But that's an R bingo. It's barely a T pose because he barely held it, but he did fucking hold it. So that's my way I'm seeing that. And I'll just get through this fucking rant and raving. There we go.
Man, grab me my Zen breathing. Adpocalypse this Friday. I cannot wait. Okay, so what is it? All day long on Friday, we're doing a special react event. I'm going to be reacting to old stuff, usually advertisements or PSAs from the past. You guys have been nominating these for a long time, and I'm excited to finally sit down all day and just react to them, give you my perspective as someone growing up in the 80s and 90s, having seen a lot of these on television. At the same time, a lot of you submitted things that were not in the United States that I've never seen, so I actually can't wait to see how these ads stacked up compared to American advertisements of that time period. You see? Now, in addition, I will also be doing a live DSP Tries It, but I need your input on what I should try on DSP Tries It. That day, my wife's going to be going to work, and she works retail. So before my marathon even starts on stream, I'm going to bring her to work. That way she doesn't have to worry about driving and parking during the craziness of Black Friday. Then, at some point during the marathon, I'm going to take a lengthy break to go pick her up from her job, bring her home when her shift is done, but also to grab some food on the way home. Now, I'd like to get something fast foody that'll be easier to pick up, although admittedly that day might be so busy, it won't even matter. It might take me hours to get the food. Who knows, right? So, what kind of things are eligible? Well, basically, fast food in this area includes some of the following: Burger King, McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, Dairy Queen, Wendy's, Five Guys Burgers and Fries, Habit Burger. I'm trying to think of other things that are fast foody that are along the way between where she works and here. Because there are the things, like for example, I would love to do Popeyes, but Popeyes is way out of the way. So that's probably out. And I would say, Chick-fil-A. Dude, do you have any idea how many people will be buying Chick-fil-A on Black Friday? So that's got to be, I'd be waiting in line for an hour. So that's got to be out. So those are some of the options, okay? Think about it. If you guys could do me a favor, look up what's currently available in fast food and give me your opinions on things that I should do. We need to make the decision.
Well, I've looked up the menu for McDonald's and they've got this thing called a Big Mac. Yeah, try it. I've never heard of a Big Mac before. What a fucking lazy bastard. Just fucking look up yourself, Phil. You know the places is fucking... Why is it up to your fucking audience to fucking hold your hands for every single fucking money-making avenue for you in life? The fans are paid for this event to happen. They gave you enough members for you to do this event. And you're still making them work so you can provide them content. They have to provide you the advertisements for you to fucking react to, even though you're fucking going to pick them out and put them in a playlist and basically react to them already beforehand. And then it's up to your audience as well to pick what you're going to eat. No, it'd be one thing if it was up to them to decide what you're going to eat, but it's one of those things where they have to fucking look up for you anything that's potentially fucking new. Sweet fucking Jesus, man.
Decision on Thursday so that I know what I'm doing on Friday, okay? So, let's see what happens. Please give me your suggestions, and we'll go from there, all right? So that's going to be Friday's event. All day long, reacting to retro ads and PSAs, trying a live DSP Tries It. It should be a great time, okay? Then on Saturday, the 26th of November, we go back to regularly scheduled gameplay for about 4 straight days. And, therefore, that's why we need this poll going on DSP Gaming. Whatever the 2 top games are, we play tomorrow. Whatever the other games are, we play Saturday. And we're going to alternate. So, I'm just pulling games out of the blue. Let's say tomorrow we play Sonic and Modern Warfare. Then that means Saturday will be God of War and Pokemon. Which then means Sunday will be Sonic and Modern Warfare. Which then means Monday will be God of War and Pokemon. Which then means Tuesday would be Sonic and Modern Warfare. However, I think we're nearing the end of Sonic. I think we have a very short World 4, which apparently is just a little bit of like story and that's it. And then there's one more final world in Sonic. Each world in the game has taken me about 2 streams to beat. So if that's the case, maybe 2 major streams, 3 tops to beat it. If it ends up being a night stream, then maybe three night streams to beat it. We'll see. I guess we'll see how people vote. All right. But there's potential. I may actually complete Sonic Frontiers over the next week. And if I do, that would be a good thing. And here's why. Because that next streaming week, Callisto Protocol premieres on Friday, December 2nd. And I'm very excited. Callisto Protocol essentially is my last really hyped game of the year that I'm excited for. From the makers of Dead Space, the new game, the new franchise, the new IP, right? Spiritual successor. The game looks great. Everyone's pumped. I'm pumped. I cannot wait for Callisto Protocol. All right? So I hope, excuse me. I hope it's good. And when that comes out, obviously I want that to be a major focus that I balance with other games. So it'd be great to have Sonic done by then so we could focus on that. Okay. So that is excuse me. That is the schedule for the next several weeks. I hope that sounds good to all of you. Okay? Now, one final thing before we get to my segment where I'd like to talk about my history with Pokemon. Okay? The members' goal has been properly adjusted for the fact that hundreds of gifted memberships have expired. Okay? We need to hit 675 members by the end of the month. We still have 9 days left to do this. Many of you had memberships and they expired. Okay? It would be great if you enjoyed those memberships when you had them, if you consider renewing them. All right? Many of you like DSP Gaming. You like the content. You like the channel. And you're interested in supporting it. One great way you could support it between now and the end of the month would be gifting a membership to your fellow viewer. All right? Let's be honest here. I don't have a lot of the things other streamers have.
Shut the fuck up. You're lucky. You're privileged to be in the fucking position you're in right now. You have so many fucking shortcomings and you fucking lack a lot of, positive attributes that most streamers do have, and yet you're still able to fucking make a living because you fucking squeezed every single fucking cent at these fucking morons that are fucking, guilt tripped into giving you fucking money anytime you fucking ask. It is not their fucking fault that you need to fucking squeeze money out of them. It's not up to them to fucking, just fucking give into a guilt tripping. You have not encouraged them. You have failed to fucking encourage people to fucking part ways with their money of their own free will and volition to just give to you. You had hundreds of people get gifted memberships and not one of them wanted to fucking give you money to renew it. This is a simple fact of the fucking matter, Phil. You didn't do enough to encourage people to fucking become new members. You failed to do that. People think, is this worth $4? And I said, no, it's not. This is absolutely... I cannot fucking wait for tomorrow. Because he's going to lose 200 more members between now and then.
I don't have merch to sell you during the holidays, right? I don't have DSP t-shirts, mugs, stickers. I don't have product placements. I don't have, hey, here's a referral code of how you can help the channel. All right? Just being honest, I don't have any of that crap at all. All right? What you see is what you get. Me putting out free content for you every day, and you guys obviously enjoy it.
Bitch, please. Free content. You're fucking forcing people to give you money. This begment is solely so you can get money from them, so you can hit a goal to do an event. This is paywalled content you're trying to get people to become a member for. You can't call it free content when you're also trying to fucking get $4 out of them, and, from hundreds of fucking people at the same fucking time, just to actually provide content. Bullshit, Phil.
You wouldn't be here. All right? A great way this time of year to give back not only to the channel, but to your fellow viewer, other people of like mind with you who like this channel and its content, would be to gift some memberships. I'm sure everyone else would appreciate it. There's hundreds of people here who had them before and really enjoyed them. Admittedly, the gifted memberships I got last month helped me a lot this month. Like today, punching my microphone, I'm so excited. Today, all right, I just got paid by YouTube. All right, I spent 25 minutes this morning paying all of my bills for the rest of the month, and I was easily able to do that because I made a little bit extra this month from all those gifted memberships last month. It helped a lot. All right, I was like, oh, this is good. The feeling that I can just sit here and go pay, and not have to worry about, okay, I can only pay this one now, but maybe this one I pay later. It was just like, zoop, done for the month. Oh, it's relief.
Hold on, did he just say wow and I missed it?
Because I made a little bit extra this month from all those gifted memberships last month. It helped a lot. All right, I was like, oh, this is good. The feeling that I can just,
okay, I didn't say it.
Just sit here and go pay, and not have to worry about, okay, I can only pay this one now, but maybe this one I pay later. It was just like, zoop, done for the month. It's like, oh, it's relief. It's a good feeling, right? So, the gifted memberships help in the long run. They don't help in the short term, but man, do they help in the long run. And, again, trying to grow the channel, I realized that every time someone gives a membership, there's a small handful of people that will then actually keep those memberships and say, I want to keep them going because I really enjoyed having that. So even though you might say, oh, gifted memberships are artificial growth, no, they're actually natural growth too, because some people end up keeping them, okay? So, that's a great way to support the channel if you're interested.
What was that, hand graphs? People are saying that was hand graphs. It's I don't know. Was it Handgrass?
And not have to worry about, okay, I can only pay this one now, but maybe this one I pay later. It was just like, zoop.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that was Handgrass.
They get the memberships help in the long.
No, I don't think you can't call it Handgrass. Sorry. I mean, as much as I'm happy to just tick things off, it wasn't Handgrass.
I enjoyed having that. So even though you might say, oh, gifted memberships are artificial growth, no, they're actually natural growth too, because some people end up keeping them. Okay. So that's a great way to support the channel if you're interested. You know, thank you in advance to anyone who supports the channel in any way. You know, it doesn't have to be financially. Things like liking the videos, leaving comments on the videos, liking the streams, sharing with others. Hey, check out DSP Gaming. That kind of stuff helps a lot. Okay? Thank you. And happy holidays, by the way. Thank you all in advance for any kind of support. I'm very excited to be doing the holiday events with you all this week. Okay?
Shut your
If
hole.
we hit the members goal in the next 9 days, Christmas event will happen. A Christmas marathon where I dress up in holiday attire. I drink all day long. You guys nominate and vote on games for me to play. It's a jolly festive time that I do every.
Him saying I drink all day long could be its own perfect fucking soundbite. Honest to fuck.
You guys marathon
This on its own, isolated.
where I dress up in holiday attire.
Not that. This on its own, isolated.
I drink all day long.
There you go. All that, all by itself. There you go. Just isolate that fucking clip, and you got the truth. You got DSP admitting to his, alcoholic drinking ways. Oh my fucking god. Word just says drinks. He has like 2 beers and gets tipsy and stops drinking. Exactly. Phil drank the one time Phil drank too much on stream. He dropped a homophobic slur. That was like a few years ago. It's about YouTube not shit. You know, that's very infamous, and that's still on his channel. That still exists on his channel. That's not even detractors taking things out of context. Phil got too drunk one Christmas during a stream. He was playing like PUBG or something, and he dropped some homophobic slurs. So, yeah, there you go. It's just, he can't really handle his drink, which is kind of telling because, he looks drunk. Right?
Yeah. Money. Oh, money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much to Lunar Guardian for Super Chat. It says, who wants to watch a beggar get drunk on Christmas? Yeah, that's a good fucking point. I mean, he's not exactly selling the fucking show that well. Phil dressed up in Christmas outfits, big fucking deal. We've seen it all kind of before. Nobody was really fucking interested. And also him drinking all fucking day. We see him fucking practically drunk every day anyway. He'll claim he's not fucking drunk, but he sure fucking acts like he's fucking drunk. So it's not as if it's a fucking new situation to watch Phil drink alcohol because he's always fucking appearing drunk anyway, saying things stupidly and doing stupid ass things as well. Gibberwood says alcoholics get drunk faster. Fact. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, more alcoholics are prone to get drunk faster just because they drink faster and not, it's one of those things. I used to be able to handle alcohol a lot better. These days I can't. I stopped drinking for a while and I turned into a bit of a fucking lightweight, but I used to be able to handle my alcohol like a champion. Which is, I think it's a good thing, to be honest, though. I'd rather, looking back in reflection, I'd rather be a bit of a lightweight than be a fucking, champion drinker. It's certainly, it's cheaper nights out, put it that way.
You guys nominate and vote on games for me to play. It's a jolly festive time that I do every year. I really hope we can do it this year, but we need to have some movement on members. We have literally done nothing but lose members this month. It would be great to get some positive movement and lock in that event. I would love.
Hooray, we have another bingo because it said positive for a fucking final. I was waiting for it to say that fucking word. That's another bingo though. Good stuff indeed. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 6 away from a full house, but we have 2 free spaces already. Because he has snorted 50 times now. And yeah, Wardog Leader, I'm very aware he's going to lose 200 more members soon. In fact, he may have already lost some of those members now, Wardog Leader. But the fact of the matter is, he's not streaming tonight, and he probably won't find out until tomorrow morning. When he sets up the stream for the podcast tomorrow. Unless Phil randomly checks his members total today at some point, he will not see the change until tomorrow. But they're expiring today, and some might have already expired now.
Like nothing more than have it locked in as soon as possible and say, that's it, I don't have to mention it ever again this month. We just actually start to set up for that event. Maybe get the thread set up where people can start nominating games and stuff. Okay? Okay. All right, that's that. What I'd like to do is do a segment about Pokemon. So let me get this piece of paper out of here. What is this? Oh, it's my old webcam. Oh, cool. Hell's this? Hold on.
Bruh.
Okay. I'm just gonna put something in my closet quick. It's the package that my current webcam came in. I forgot to put it in my closet. Hold on, let me just toss it in there.
Would you
Okay.
consider just starting off?
Toss it there for now. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my history with Pokemon.
No, I genuinely want to fucking tap out. I'm not even fucking kidding. I don't know if I can fucking endure this goddamn shit. Oh, Dash, you sent 2 more fucking audio clips. What's this one?
God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Dashy. What about this one?
May I offer some advice? Don't write such blatantly idiotic things, and we won't make fun of you for it!
Not sure about that one, you know. It's like, write such blatantly. Phil doesn't write much, to be fair, you know. It's one of those things. That first one, no, definitely. That first one, definitely.
God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter.
That is Phil to a goddamn T. For sure. Yeah, second one could be used for tweets, yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, I am going to speed this up by 1.25 because Phil's going to talk about his history with Pokemon, and I cannot be fucking arsed.
Or the Pokemons. So I was a gamer in the 80s and 90s, as you guys know. Those were my formative years as a gamer. I never actually owned a handheld console or gaming device. I had, you know what? I know what I had. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but back then no one knew better. I actually owned a bunch of those Tiger Electronics.
That is a bingo. Before we can get into the goddamn bingo properly, that is another bingo because you said no one. And that is a diagonal line bingo. So we are 5 away from a full house. Technically, we're 3 away from a full house because we have 2 free spaces already. See you later, Prophet. Peace out, pal. He's not going to put up a show. I wish I could fuck the fuck off from Jesus Christ, man. We're going to try and get through this as fast as possible. We're at 1.25 speed.
I don't know what I had. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but back then no one knew better. I actually owned a bunch of those Tiger Electronics portable video games. You know what I'm talking? Anyone ever seen those? Maybe you guys are too young for that. Oh my god. The Tiger Electronics games were so popular in the 1990s. And they were fucking pieces of shit. They were the worst video games. They were, you can't even consider them a video game by modern standards. They were so pathetically made. The worst sound effects possible. The fucking graphics weren't graphics. They were just like liquid, what do they call them? I don't even know. Like, these black and white line projector things on a terrible fucking static screen. They were a joke. The thing is, they were just cheap. You know, you could get one for like $10, $15, and it was a stocking stuff. I remember getting some of them, you know, at Christmas, as a gift from like my great aunt in a Christmas stocking. And I'd be like, wow. And you play it for a little bit, right? And they're...
That's another bingo. He said, wow, we're doing very well. We are technically 2 away from full house, because keep in mind we have 2 free spaces. But this is going very well. So, just try and endure this annoying story from Phil.
In a Christmas stocking. And I'd be like, wow. And you play it for a little bit, right? And they're terrible. They break easily. You know what they were really for? Like car rides. Like if you're going to go on a car ride with your parents, well, you can't play a video game in the car. It didn't exist back then. So you play Tiger Electronic game, right? They suck. Anyway, I didn't have a portable gaming system. My cousin did. My cousin had a Game Boy, the original Game Boy. And man, I was both jealous, but not jealous. Because I was jealous because some of the games she had. Like she had the original Super Mario Land and Tetris. And she had an RPG on there. She had a Final Fantasy game. I think she had 2 different Final Fantasy games on there. And I was jealous because I liked Final Fantasy and I wanted to play it. I actually asked her to borrow it a few times to play it. I actually kind of liked it. But man, I wasn't jealous because the screen was it was so bad. It was just like almost invisible. It was so hard to see it. You have to like sit in a dark room at the right angle with no lights angled towards it. If there's lights going towards the screen, it reflects, you can't see. So you have to have like the perfect setup to see the Game Boy. It was so bad, it was so badly designed, the original model. Okay, but even then it was revolutionary. It was an insane seller. People had never had games like that of that quality portable before, and it was great. At the same time, man, that thing 8 batteries. Oh my god, that thing took 4 fucking batteries, and it would eat through them in a matter of hours. So it's pretty crazy, a pretty crazy trade-off. I didn't have any experience with a portable system for many, many years, and the reason I got it was because of Pokemon. Now, when Pokemon released in the United States, it was kind of like no one knew what it was, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, it was like a blitz. Like, Pokemon, 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 Pokemon. You're like, what? What the fuck is Pokemon? And why is it everywhere? It was kind of like this planned effort to hit the United States with like a media blitz of what Pokemon was so that kids would want it. So I remember, you know, at the time, Tomodachi was becoming popular, those little virtual pets. And then all of a sudden, they started having little Pokemon versions of the Tomodachi that was a...
Did he just call Tamagotchis Tomodachis? It's Tamagotchi. Anyway, we are at 1.25 speed, yes. Is Tomodachi actually a thing? Is that some sort of alternative? If there is an alternative to Tamagotchi called Tomodachi, fair enough. Otherwise, Phil's an absolute idiot and butchered Tamagotchi.
Pokeball with a Pokemon inside. And there were posters and advertisements everywhere. At the same time the game started coming out, all of a sudden the TV series launched. And I'm like, oh, what a coincidence that both Pokemon Blue and Red are launching on Game Boy. And within the same year, the Pokemon anime just happens to hit television. And, you know, of course, they became incredibly popular. At the time, anime was very scarce on American television. You know, I remember the origins of anime in American TV was like the original Dragon Ball series, badly cut and badly dubbed and edited. And Sailor Moon. And, what was the other one? Ronin Warriors.
Thank you, Sunspot and Low Shadow X, who both educated me on Tomodachi is Japanese word for friend. And there are some games on Nintendo like Tomodachi Life and so on. So, okay, so it is actually an alternative version then, okay. All I knew is Tamagotchi.
Ronin Warriors, the powers in the armor. Shit like that. That was the extent of American anime at the time. Excuse me. And to see a show like Pokemon all of a sudden emerge on American TV, and it was on like major channels, and it was also unlike a lot of other kids television shows at the time, it had an ongoing narrative. All right, most children's shows or even cartoon shows in general, the formula they followed was every episode's a one-off episode. You don't ever have to see the others because there's no continuing plot. Every episode resets back to 0, so you can watch any episode at any time and it's fine. You can miss the show for 2 weeks, come back, and still know what's going on. In Pokemon, it was an ongoing narrative. So you would watch each episode and it would build to the next episode, the next episode, the next, you know, storyline, which was kind of nice. It was an ongoing narrative. So anyway, I remember when Pokemon hit TV, I watched a few of the episodes. I thought the show was intriguing. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it either. I just thought it was kind of meh. It was all right. But I just remember a lot of my friends who were into gaming, particularly even people who were playing Street Fighter, okay, were telling me about Pokemon and how they all had Game Boys and they had Pokemon. So I actually remember that there was this one trip in my school, because I believe this was my last days of elementary school, if I'm remembering correctly. We were going to go on a class trip, and we were told that it was going to be a longer bus ride to get to where we were going. And so I'd asked my parents for one of my birthdays or holidays, I can't remember, could I get a Game Boy with Pokemon? And so yes, actually that was a present that they gave me, was a Game Boy Pocket. And I chose the blue color Game Boy Pocket to coincide because I wanted to get Pokemon Blue. Okay? So I got it, and I purposely saved the game. I didn't even start playing it. I saved it for this class trip, not knowing if I was going to like it or not. Yeah, I didn't know that much about it. I just heard that it was very popular in Japan, and all the kids in America were starting to talk about it. All my friends and everything said they had it, and they liked it. They were even saying, hey, get it, because now, if you get it, you can bring your Game Boy to the arcade, and we can start trading Pokemon and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I got it, and I started playing it, and I played it on the bus. And I remember the Game Boy Pocket actually ran way better than the original Game Boy. The screen, I believe, was a little larger and clearer. It was easier to see. Still wasn't great. This was before the era of the fully, like, backlit screens that you could see in any lighting. But, I had a good time, you know, playing it on this school trip to and from, you know, the trip that we were going to. And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty interesting because the turn-based combat is very similar to games like Final Fantasy, yet it has this open world roaming kind of deal, and it's in a modern setting. Most RPGs had not been set in a modern setting at that point, so it had some uniqueness to it. And
I'm trying to wrap my head around something. When did Pokemon come out in America? He's saying he was in his like final year of elementary school, and they're all interested in Street Fighter as well, coincidentally. As an elementary school student or whatever, he had all his friends interested in the Street Fighter scene. But, I don't know, was it 1996, 1998, February 96? 1996 is the general consensus. So Phil in 1996 would have been... I don't think he was in the elementary school in 1996. Am I wrong? He would have been a high schooler, surely. He'd be like 14 or something, wouldn't he? Am I wrong? I'm guessing that, but he'd be like 14 years old if it was 96. And if it was 98, it'd be like 16. Some people are saying 98. I contacted a girl that came out here in America in August 98. So if I was 16 years old when it came out in America, he's pretending he was in elementary school. Am I misunderstanding this, or is that what's happening here? He's pretending he was in the last days of elementary school when it came out in America. He would have been 18. Fuck no, there's no way. Jesus fucking no. I don't think he would have been 18. Now 16, yeah, 16 would have been more accurate. If it was 1998, he'd have been 16 years old. Major Awesome says, implying you guys believe this guy actually went to school at all. We've seen evidence that he was valedictorian. I just showed you how fucking stupid most of the other people are at school. Give My Blood says, I'm a year younger than Phil and I was too old for Pokemon when it came out. Jesus Christ. Phil is lying about... So he was a high schooler and he had his Street Fighter buddies from high school obsessed with us, and he was on some sort of class trip. It may have been 17, actually. Jesus, I don't know. Nah. Well, I think it's fair to say Phil was either 15, 16 or 17 years old when Pokemon came out in America, so he was not an elementary school kid. He was a teenager who became obsessed with Pokemon because all the cool kids were playing it. And he had nothing else to do in the fucking bus. I just wanted to clear... I thought it was kind of weird that Phil said he was in elementary school when it came out, and I thought, hang on. No, you weren't. I can't imagine some kind of young, tiny fucking child Phil being excited about Pokemon when I knew Pokemon was like some kind of mid-90s thing. At the very least. And he's like 40 now.
And I actually really enjoyed it.
Yes, he did say elementary. I'll rewind it for you guys.
You can bring your Game Boy to the arcade and we can start trading Pokemon.
I don't care. I'll happily rewind this.
I remember that there was this one trip in my school, because I believe this was my last days of elementary school, if I'm remembering correctly.
Last days of elementary school were his words. And he was like, this kind of big class trip was happening, so he asked for Pokemon Blue from his mummy and daddy. So I'm just saying that it's elementary school. Was Phil held back several years, perhaps?
Correctly. We were going to go on a class trip, and we were told that it was going to be a longer bus ride to get to where we were going. And so I'd asked my parents for one of my birthdays or holidays, I can't remember, could I get a Game Boy with Pokemon? And so yes, actually that was a present that they gave me, was a Game Boy Pocket. And I chose the blue.
Okay, hang on. When did the Game Boy Pocket come out, and when did Pokemon Blue come out? This might help clear things up completely, and it might set the fucking story straight. Because this might be some brand new fucking DSP lore where I was actually held back in elementary school because he's a dumb fuck. Barrett Wells says he was valedictorian because he was 4 years older than everyone else in class. He had the advantage of taking the same class probably 4 or 5 times out of everyone else. Of course he's going to fucking know more than everyone else. He's fucking been through the fucking classes every fucking year for the last several years. Game Walkthrough says 1999. For fuck no.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for super chat, Kel Denson. It says, when you're a man, child, age technically doesn't matter. Do you think Phil got bullied in school like lunch bag got stamped on? Phil absolutely would have been picked on in school. I don't think he was like too badly picked on. He was probably just the kind of weird loner kid. Damien Anderson says that Blue came out in 1996. The Game Boy Pocket is July 21st, 96. So there we go. Ever says 98. Naltoron says July 21st, 96. But he's either 14 or 16. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're 14 years old, you're not in elementary school anymore, are you? I'm trying to think of the American school system, how it works, because it's not like some kind of like middle school, then high school, or some push as well. In the UK, it's different. You spend like 7 years in primary school after nursery. So, you know, for UK, kindergarten is nursery. That's what we call it nursery here. You know, when you're like fucking 4 or 5 or whatever. When you're 5 or whatever, you go to primary school for 7 years. And then after that, you go to high school for 6 years. Well, at least 4 years, but you can leave at 16. But you can stay for 6 years in high school. I know it's different now in America. But, you're in 9th grade high school. I'm just genuinely curious about this because Phil it's such a strange thing for Phil to lie about. Pokemon Blue release date was September 28th, 1998. His birthday is April. So he wouldn't have got it until 1999. That's interesting. So Phil got this when it was 1999. There's so many things that don't add up to Phil's story here. If it actually released in America on September 28th, 1998, Phil's birthday, he probably had to wait until April, obviously it was what, 1999. And by that time, Phil was 18 years old? Actually, no. 17? Maybe? I think technically he would have been 17 years old. I'm trying to think. He was born in what? He was born in 1982, wasn't he? Jesus Christ, man. 17 years old. So Phil was 17 years old when he got his game. Pretend, unless Phil was a 17-year-old elementary school child.
Blue color Game Boy Pocket to coincide because I wanted to get Pokemon Blue. Okay, so I got it and I purposely saved the game. I didn't even.
And by the way, I'm going 1.5 speed now. That was incredible. So either Phil is lying about when he got the game, or he was in elementary school when he was 17 years of age. It's one or the other. There's no two ways about it. Phil claimed he got this game specifically for a bus, school trip thing at the last days of elementary school. There's a lie in there somewhere. Or perhaps he's telling the truth and he's just never been that forthcoming about being held back in school before because he's such a dumb bastard. Gilmore Blood says, I think I was smashing Puss while DSP was playing Pokemon and Bus. Aye, right. I don't believe it.
I'm going to start playing it. I saved it for this class trip. Not knowing if I was going to like it or not. I didn't know that much about it. I just heard that it was very popular in Japan, and all the kids in America were starting to talk about it. All my friends and everything said they had it, and they liked it. They were even saying, hey, get it, because now, if you get it, you can bring your Game Boy to the arcade, and we can start trading Pokemon and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So, I got it, and I started playing it, and I played it on the bus. And I remember the Game Boy Pocket actually ran way better than the original Game Boy. The screen, I believe, was a little larger and clearer. It was easier to see. Still wasn't great. This was before the era of the fully, backlit screens that you could see in any lighting. But, I had a good time, playing it on this school trip to and from, the trip that we were going to. And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty interesting because the turn-based combat is very similar to games like Final Fantasy, yet it has this open-world roaming kind of deal, and it's in a modern setting. Most RPGs had not been set in a modern setting at that point, so it had some uniqueness to it, and I actually really enjoyed it. So anyway, I had a good time playing Pokemon Blue on this class trip, and I kind of fell in love with it. And I started playing it more and more, and I remember I beat the whole game. It took a while, because back then, I didn't have tons of time to play games. And remember, I was in the Street Fighter once a week on arcades. I would go to the arcade and play Street Fighter, every Friday night, every Saturday night, with all the local competition and all of that. That was the golden era of Street Fighter Alpha. And remember, the Versus series started to come out with games like X-Men vs. Street Fighter. That's what I was all into at that time, okay?
Look, I'm convinced this was April 1999. He was saying it was right before he left elementary school. The school curriculum usually ends in May, June, whatever. This was basically, summer, early summer of 1999, Phil got this game as a birthday present to play on this fucking school trip. At least April of 1999. Little Shadow X says the Game Boy Pocket was backlit. The dude is lying or something. It's very possible Phil's lying. We can't trust his word. We've already had several fucking strange discrepancies in Phil's fucking narrative from the story. So who knows what the fuck is truth anymore to Phil? Who really fucking knows anymore?
But I would have a lot of fun when I had spare time just messing around with Pokemon Blue. I didn't complete the whole Pokedex, okay? But I beat the game eventually. And I did use Nintendo Power, because I had a Nintendo Power subscription, to learn some secrets about the game, like Missing No, the hidden glitch Pokemon that really wasn't supposed to be in the game, but people figured out how to catch it. I caught Missing No, okay? So I really liked Pokemon Blue. And then, honestly, here's what happened, okay? Some of my friends were heavily into Pokemon. And I remember at the time, I even played a couple of them in Pokemon, and they beat my ass. You want to know who one of them was? T. Carter. My friend who I reference all the time, from my formative days of Street Fighter, who used to be rivals at the local arcade. He was one of the guys who actually convinced me to get Pokemon, and that he wanted to play Pokemon against me. So I got it, and I played both him and his little brother Dion in Pokemon. And they whipped my ass because their Pokemon were all like max level shit. I was like, I didn't play it that much. I played it logically through the story of the game. I beat the game, and I was like, okay, that's it, right? No, they kept playing. They were grinding. I guess what it is, they kept playing against other people, trading Pokemon and everything. And I go to play them. Well, here comes my level 60-some Pokemon. Oh, here's their level 99. Bloop, bloop, dead. I was like, so, at that point, I kind of understood that there's people who play games, casually for fun, and then there's people who get really serious about it. And I didn't know that Pokemon have been played really seriously until they whipped my ass. The Carter family whooped my ass in Pokemon. I can publicly admit that. I was like spanking. Okay? So after that, I was kind of like, well, there's a new one, I'll play it. And it was funny because then, people, not just them, but others, like, are you playing Pokemon? How you doing? I'm like, no, I'm done with it. I beat it. And they're like, that's not the end of Pokemon. You're supposed to keep playing, have these battles, trade Pokemon, level them up. And I was like, why? I was like, why am I doing that? See, my mindset at that time was Street Fighter, like, heavily, as much as possible. And then every once in a while at home, play some N64, play some PlayStation 1, games like Resident Evil, and some RPGs at the time, stuff like that, right? That was my focus. So a lot of these guys were just so into Pokemon. So after I played Pokemon Blue, I basically never really cared anymore about Pokemon for the longest time. Now, I knew that the show continued. I never really actively watched the show constantly. I did see the Pokemon movie. Yes, I saw Pokemon, the first movie. I regret it. I remember I actually saw it with my father, and
of course he fucking watched the goddamn movie with his fucking father, because he never fucking does these things with friends, probably because he didn't actually have any fucking friends. I can only recall one Pokemon movie. Is that the one where fucking Ash turned to stone and Pikachu cried like a bitch and it somehow fucking brought him back to life or some push? That's the only fucking one I remember.
We saw it together, and we were like watching it, and at the end of the movie, we were like, is that what they watch in Japan? I think it is. Like, I think that's the kind of stuff they watch in Japan. It's very cliche, very dry, nothing too exciting. The same animations overused over and over and over. And here's Ash talking, and it cuts away, then it goes back to Ash.
And of course, the movie was in 1998. Thank you for people for confirming the release date of the movie, 1998. Phil Burnell was 17 years old when this was released. Actually born in 82, so 17. He would not have been in elementary school. Phil was lying about elementary. Why would he lie about being in elementary school? It's bizarre. It's so strange.
Same animation. Like, oh my god. We basically didn't like it. It was very weird. It was like culture shock to see a movie that essentially was just the same as the anime. It didn't seem like it had really veered. I thought the movie, like, I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, I watched the Transformers television show. Okay, it was okay, but I liked it for the toys. Everyone liked the transforming robots. Then you go to see the movie, and you're like, holy shit! The animated movie of Transformers from the mid 1980s. The animation is like 10 times better than the cartoon. It's got a licensed soundtrack of kick-ass music. The plot all of a sudden becomes ultra hype and realistic. Robots are dying left and right in front of you that were staples of the television show. Optimus Prime fucking dies in the movie. You see? It was just like, holy fucking shit, blow your mind. And so I'm going to see the Pokemon movie, right? And I'm like, this is definitely going to be like a crazy shit. And it's just like so boring and so dry and so cookie cutter. And it's so expected. Oh, at the end, everyone uses the power of love to save the day. I was like, oh, I hated it. I really did. I hated that movie. And quite frankly, that the first movie, the Pokemon, the first movie, turned me off from Pokemon. I'm serious. Like, after that, I was kind of like embarrassed a little bit. I was like, is this really what the franchise is? Because, I don't like this. And I basically stopped watching the show, and I stopped playing the games.
You stopped watching the show. Phil, You were 17 years old. There's far better things to do with your time when you're 17 than fucking be obsessed with Pokemon movies, games, and shows. I'm not saying people enjoy that fucking thing, fair enough. Phil is still pretending he was in elementary school here. That's the fucking thing I want to drive home here. He's still pretending he was a small child at the time when all this happened. I'm just saying, he's still trying to fucking portray this fucking image of him being a fucking small little child of, you know, eyes full of wonder, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to just grow up and not be interested in Pokemon anymore. He was pretty fucking well grown up at this fucking point already. Yes, he was still a kid, essentially. He was a fucking teenager. You know, not even a fucking early teen thing. This was mid to late teens for Phil Burnell. Stevie Dead is asking, can we cite the Pokemon movie as the moment Phil's dad finally gave up on him? I think you gotta go back further than that, pal. You gotta go back way, way further than that. You probably got to go back to, you know, when it was like maybe Phil was maybe 2 or 3 years old, you know? He would fucking just, you know, sit in his wee fucking high chair, you know? He would just fucking flail his arms about, you know? He would just randomly start snorting at the fucking blue, you know? Then it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, what does he want? And he's like, oh yeah, he's begging for his milk bottle. He's begging. He's clearly fucking begging. He's not going to fucking smile for daddy unless he gets his fucking milk bottle. He's waiting for, you know, the kind of audience interaction there to fucking come along and make sure they give Phil what he wants before he'll fucking deliver. To entertain daddy with a smile. So yeah. And probably at that fucking point, he's like, okay, this son's a lost cause. Fuck this. I should have just fucking, you know, busted up the bathroom rather than fucking, you know, go and get my hole that night. Damien Anderson says, at his birth, would it be a more definitive time when dad disappointment kicked in? Yeah, at the birth, aye. Congratulations, it's a boy, and it just fucking snorts as soon as it's at the whim. Was it that, for fuck's sake?
That was it, and I had absolutely no interaction with Pokemon from like the late 1990s all the way up until...
Then it is confirmed, late 1990s. Thank you, Phil.
I was a YouTuber, and I actually got, I think it was either Pokemon X or Y I got, and I was playing it offline as like a casual game, a relaxing game, to get back into Pokemon and see if I ever wanted to play Pokemon maybe for YouTube and stuff like that. So it took that long for me to try again. By the way, because people ask me these questions all the time. Did I ever have Pokemon cards? No. I had friends who were into them, who collected them. I never cared about Pokemon cards. Was I a card collector? At one point, yes, in the early 90s, excuse me. I collected first baseball cards, then comic book cards, such as X-Men and Marvel Masterpieces series of cards. I also had some pop culture cards for movie tie-ins and things like that. But I never actively collected anything past that. I never actually had like card game cards, like collectible card games. I never had any of those. So I never owned any cards of Pokemon. I never really saw anyone play the Pokemon card game. I was never into it. So basically, it wasn't until many, many, many years later, here as a YouTuber, that I wanted to play a Pokemon game and get back into it. And if I liked it, then I consider, hey, maybe if I really like the game, what I'll do is consider doing it for the channel, but I'd have to figure out how to do it. Because at that point, the mainstream Pokemon games were not console games. They were all handhelds. And since they were all handhelds, you had to figure out, well, how can I like capture from a 3DS onto my stream or whatever, right? So I got, eventually, and this was like almost a decade ago, I want to say it was like 2014 when I moved out here, I got a giant 3DS XL that had a built-in capture card installed in it. And people were just telling me yesterday that I was testing this. Like when I got the capture device, the first game, one of the first games I tested was actually like Pokemon Y, which I guess I'd already been playing offline as a way to get back into Pokemon and see if I liked it, if I would want to do playthroughs of this for the channel. So yeah, I did. Like I remember I played it, I liked it. I was like, you know what, this is kind of cool. They kind of modernized it. It feels like classic Pokemon, like Pokemon Blue from back in the day, but the graphics are better. They've got new animations, new gameplay things that are kind of neat and fresh. You know, I probably would like to do a playthrough like this and see if it works. But I need to figure out if I could, so that's when I got the capture device, we tested it. And then I remember the first playthrough that I'd done, fully Pokemon playthrough, was Pokemon Omega Ruby, which was a remake. And I didn't know that because I never played Ruby or Sapphire. So I remember doing this playthrough with you guys, and this is before I was an interactive streamer. So this was before we had conversations or questions or interactions. It was more just me playing it for myself. I remember really liking it, but at the same time, it was a game where I was kind of like confused and or stuck a few times, and I had to get input from you guys, which was good that I was live streaming because you guys were here as an audience and were able to help me through some of the tougher parts of the game. And or to understand gameplay mechanics.
What's fucking new? That's the same for every single fucking game Phil plays these fucking days. It's always the fucking audience's fucking job to hold his goddamn little piggy hand through every single problematic part of a game that requires some fucking grey cell matter thinking away into a solution that Phil doesn't want to fucking burst his wee fucking tiny brain trying to think of solutions. No. Why should he fucking have to try and think creatively of a fucking solution when he can just turn to his goddamn chat and let them fucking determine the best course of action for him? Lazy bastard.
That I didn't understand because they were more newer to the franchise. So I liked it. And I remember over the years, I played many more Pokemon games. I think after that, there was a new one, Sun Moon, and I played Moon because I remember particularly the Bat Pokemon was the legendary, and that's the one that I had, so I must have had Moon. I don't remember if I played one between Moon and Sword and Shield. Does anyone remember? Was there another one in between that I played between Pokemon Moon and Sword and Shield? I can't remember. But I definitely played Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now that one was on the Switch, and the special thing about that was that it was the first time I was able to fully enjoy a playthrough with all of you that was Pokemon that was brand new, but it wasn't some nerfed handheld, special capture. It was actually on a main console of mine. That was really fun to be able to do it that way. And of course, that was the one that innovated, that had the first the wild, that you go and you open world or roaming and you try to catch Pokemon, and it was very different from the traditional top-down random encounters Pokemon that you had in other Pokemon games up to that point. And if you remember, during that playthrough, we decided that it was going to be one of the more interactive and chill extended playthroughs. Not only did we go through the main game and do all the story, but I also decided that I would catch all of the Pokemon in the Pokedex for the first time ever. And that playthrough ended up being 2 months longer than originally intended because you guys liked it so much that you wanted more, and you came, you supported the streams, and we had fun interactions, we had traded Pokemon, and we did all kinds of raids and stuff in order to get all the Pokemon. The first time I ever did that, and it was a really unique and fun experience. Then the next one I played was Pokemon Snap, the one from last year, right? No, actually, I take that back. Wasn't it? No, it was Pokemon, the new Pokemon Snap, whatever it was. And I never played Pokemon Snap in the old days. That was, I guess, an old N64 game that a lot of people liked. So this was a new version of it. And it doesn't play like traditional Pokemon at all because all you're doing is taking pictures. But it was still kind of a neat experience. And then we had the latest one, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Okay? So that's my history with Pokemon. I don't have as much of a storied history with Pokemon as many other people because I didn't get much into the hype of it in the 90s. I did play a little bit of it, like I said, but most of my other friends were more hyped into it and just way more into it, over-leveling their Pokemon than I was. I saw the movie with my dad and it turned me off from watching and playing anymore. But when I did eventually come back to it as a YouTuber later, I enjoyed it a lot. And now I find them as some of the more chill, interactive playthroughs that we do. I'm happy that you guys feel that way. If you want to know the truth, I didn't know that's how it was going to go. I was a little nervous that, having other games up against Pokemon in the running, that you guys wouldn't be so interested. And that's why.
So, Naruto Ronin says, so he never played gold, or silver, or diamond, or pearl, or crystal, or ruby, or sapphire, or platinum, or black, or white, or black 2, or white 2. That's a lot of games to miss out.
I kind of said, all right, we'll do Evil West. And then people said, no, we want Pokemon rather than Evil West. We much more prefer that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess that's what we'll do then. So, there you go. That's my history with Pokemon. Not super extensive or anything. But I really enjoy the games chilling with you as an interactive experience, okay? All right, let's get the shout-outs, shall we? So let's do the YouTube side first. On the YouTube side of things, Mango Jewel Pods was our first super chatter of the day, and he said, Baxter Boys are back. Where's the Young Thug Jaspy? The Young Thug Jaspy. It's an interesting way to say maybe Jasper. He's here. Actually, my wife is going to work today, and when she goes to work later, we may have Jasper available for like the last hour of today's stream, or last hour and a half, if he feels like coming in. It's up to him. You know him. There's been days when this door's been wide open, he never shows up. And then there's days when he comes in, and he's all over the chair, right? So, possibility we may have some Jasper Kitty here today on the second half of our Pokemon stream, okay? John did a super chat. He says, I still have the Psylocke statue that I won, thanks. Oh, you mean many, many years ago? Cool. Yeah, if you remember, I used to do giveaways and stuff. I think that Psylocke statue was one of the ones that I possibly gave away many, many years ago. So, congrats, Johan, on winning that, and I'm glad that you still like the Psylocke statue. Retro Parasite did a super chat, and actually I should put this on the leaderboard because it's the latest one. He says, when's Warzone and when are you starting Pokemon naming? Okay. Let's answer these in order. When is Warzone? Not yet. If Modern Warfare 2 gets voted in, which by the way, we'll check on the results of the poll in a few minutes here. If Modern Warfare 2 gets voted in, we're still going to do more multiplayer. We are still going to do a little bit more of the Kostov 74U assault rifle, okay? If we get bored, which we might, all right, after one more stream, then what I'm going to do is either change weapons to an SMG, because I have an SMG unlocked that looks pretty good, or we give Warzone a try. Warzone 2.0, that is. But I want to do at least one more multiplayer stream before we decide to switch. I do want to try the Warzone, though. I'm interested in it. Now, when are we going to start Pokemon naming? Today, on the stream, when I start catching Pokemon. It's that simple. When I start catching Pokemon, it'll be first come, first serve. If I catch a Pokemon, you tip $25. Say, I want to name the Pokemon this. There you go. If we get multiple people, competing and tipping for the same Pokemon, and you're second, then you don't get it, but you'll have the ability to name a different Pokemon if you want, okay? There you go. So please don't start tipping now. We don't even know what Pokemon I have yet, okay? Audio Object, we have the membership for 4 months. It's only $4. Everyone has $4, guys. And it's true, it's $4 to become a member here on the channel, or $4 to gift a membership to someone. Thank you in advance to anyone who supports the channel. Okay.
Phil has just been paid by YouTube. He could, if he wanted to, gift his own audience some memberships, just because it's a spirit of giving, the spirit of, Christmas spirit and all that shit. And 'tis the season and all that shit. No, he's a greedy bastard. He won't bother his ass to do that because he doesn't want to spend any fucking money on them whatsoever. He needs them to give him money. He can never fucking afford to part of his own goddamn money that were so kindly given to him by those dent heads and give a little bit back to them. I earn, on YouTube, I earn like a fraction of what Phil does. So Phil got $5.5 grand from YouTube. Right there. Me tomorrow, next couple of days, whatever, I'm gonna get like I don't even know how much I'm gonna fucking get. But I'm gonna get, several $100 anyway, a few $100 thanks to you guys. And I'm very thankful for that, but what I'm saying though, I still find that, find ways. Also, I work full time as well, which is a fucking big massive fucking help. But I still fucking make sure, like, if I can give back to you guys, we get a full house, I do give back to you guys. If we get a full house in this bingo card today, one of you guys is going to win £50 because for a week the prize got doubled because I lost the bet of Phil getting 1,025 members. That's what I'm saying though. Phil, he was talking about giveaways. He literally, 2 minutes ago, he was talking about giveaways. He was talking about goddamn giveaways. He used to do giveaways. Is nobody going to ask him in his fucking chat why he doesn't do giveaways anymore? Especially since he cleaned out his old goddamn closet. He's got so much shit he has to fucking get rid of. And he's not going to bother his arse to do giveaways. Or give any of that away. It's not going to go to the fucking dump, or he's going to try and sell some of that shit. It's stuff that he does not actually fucking need. But nah, he can't be arsed doing giveaways to his fucking audience that are genuinely fucking interested in some of the shit he's got. He's a lazy, greedy bastard, man. He really is.
Great Zero Taste. We have the membership for 2 months and says, very excited for you to play Pokemon Phil. Me too. And Steak Sandwich has gifted a membership and it went to Zen Shuriken. So congratulations to Zen Shuriken. Thank you so much, Steak Sandwich. Appreciate that. And Zen Shuriken, be sure to thank Steak Sandwich for their support. That was a very nice gift, wasn't it? Okay, we have one tip that's come in so far today, it looks like. From Play Cool. He says Nintendo exclusives come out when they're ready. Thus, polished products overall, IPs fully owned by them, but the Pokemon franchise, like others, is owned by others, like the Pokemon Company, which demand regularly new games to come out with new regions, new Pokemon, to have material to fuel the machine, the Pokemon franchise, merchandise, and the still ongoing anime. A new setting will fuel 3 seasons of anime around 3 years of releases. Guess what is the release schedule for Pokemon games with a new setting in Pokemon? Nothing will ever change as long as the Pokemon Company doesn't care or gives the team more time and resources to allow a polished product to come out. All they want is material that they can use to milk their fan base. My advice, skip the next game until they learn. And I did. I skipped. If you remember, I skipped one last year. I did not play that remake, remaster, whatever it was. I skipped it on purpose. I said, hey guys, I can't play that many Pokemon games. Like, that's out of control how many they were coming out with in a short time. So I purposely skipped that one and I played Arceus. So now I'm going to play this one. If the next one's a remake, I might skip it. We'll see. Being that this one's a genuinely new one, it kind of gave incentive that I would get this one. Plus, you guys, again, campaigned for me to get it, and that's why I really got it. Thank you, Play Cool, for the first tip of the day. That was a $1.25 tip. I appreciate that. Thank you. The Villain just re-upped their membership to the channel. Thank you to The Villain. It says, what's your favorite Street Fighter theme? Man, that's, first of all, Super Supporter level, which is a higher level than Standard. I really appreciate that, The Villain. Thank you for the ongoing support. That's a tough question, because, I've been there since the beginning.
There's a super chat question just came in right there. We're not going to hear Phil read about it until like 20 minutes time. What does your wife do in retail? Asked by Retro Parasite, what does your wife do in retail? I don't think Phil's going to answer that.
Street Fighter 2, the day it launched in arcades, and I remember all those themes hearing them for the first time and how they culturally kind of sounded like the regions they were from. Like Guile's theme, dun 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 dun, kind of feels like almost like a upbeat, but almost like a patriotic anthem, right? Which means American military, right? And then you hear like E Honda, dun 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 dun. So you hear that, you're like, so that sounds like almost like Japanese. You can like the sounds of each song kind of sound like the culture that they come from. In some cases, not necessarily all of them, all right? But, traditionally, if I remember original Street Fighter 2, I actually got to go with Balrog's theme or M. Bison's theme, the Vegas theme. Because dun 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 dun. And if you're watching the stage, it's a Vegas strip stage. You got dancers dancing. You got the people. It sounds like music you would hear at like a casino or a stage show in Vegas. And when you hear it, it gets you hype for that stage, like really hype. So I would say out of original Street Fighter 2, I think the Vegas stage is my favorite song. Now, Mango Jewel says he sent a tip. I don't see it yet. Did you just send it, Mango? I did not get an email for it, but it did go through. Thank you for telling me. I'll check on it in a moment. Thank you very much for telling me because it didn't show up here. Oh, now it showed up. Never mind. It just showed up. It was like a half-second delay. No problem. Okay. Now, if you're talking later on, like the later Street Fighter, so when the Super Street Fighter 2 came out, you had the new challengers. And this is when they actually went to the new Q soundboard, which made all the music sound even better. And I remember the new challengers, so you had Cammy, you had T-Hawk, you had DJ, and you had Fei Long. I remember being in an arcade. Now, my local arcade didn't have it, but I had to go like out of my way to like a mall, which had this big-ass Street Fighter 2 machine, giant screen, and it had big-ass surround speakers. And I remember it playing the music, and I just remember like hearing Cammy's theme. I was like, dude, it sounds so good. I never heard an arcade game sound that good before, and it blew me away. So I would say probably Cammy's theme from Super Street Fighter 2 is my favorite of the latter Street Fighter themes. Street Fighter 2 themes, that is. Now, if you mean all of Street Fighter, dude, that's hard. I'd have to go through like every game in detail, listen to all the theme songs in a row, and judge like head to head. I can't, at the top of my head, I can't do that. All I can do is, those are the ones I heard the most. So I'd say Vegas theme for Classic Street Fighter 2 and Cammy's theme for the new challengers. There we go. Okay. I received a $25 tip. And it says, naming the starter Pokemon, let's go. Oh, wait, Mango, was this you? Because you didn't say your name in there. So was this you? Now, I don't know who this is. Also, this doesn't make sense because it says naming the starter Pokemon, let's go. But there's no name, and there's no... Okay, I guess we have to further qualify the criteria, all right? If you're going to name a Pokemon in a playthrough, you must, in your tip, include your name, so I know who the hell you are, all right? You must specifically pick the Pokemon you want to name, and you must include the name. So 3 critical pieces of info. Your name as the tipper, the Pokemon you want to name, and the name you want to give it. If you send me a tip with no name in it, how could I know that it's you? How could I know what Pokemon you want to name? And how can I know what the name will be? You know what I'm saying? All right, how about this? So here's the thing, okay? Oh my God. Hold on a second here. I have to, Mango Jewel Pods, I have to confirm this is really you. I believe you, but at the same time, I have to make sure it's really you. So there's a way to do that.
Is this a part where he finally admits that he sees all the email addresses from anyone that tips him? Probably not, but that's how he knows.
Okay, here's what we can do. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. There's a way to do this. Because I have his email address. Okay? So given his email...
He admits it. He admits it. Finally, he admits the email addresses. He's got all the email addresses. Anyone that tips him, he's got your email addresses, so he knows exactly who fucking tipped him. It's never a fucking surprise. It's never fucking anonymous and all that shit. It's never fucking random and mysterious. Because if he recognises that email address, then of course he's going to fucking know exactly who the fuck is responsible for sending that goddamn tip. Go dox his ass, Phil. Yeah, go dox his ass.
Email address. Okay, Mango. All I want you to tell me is the email service you use. That's it. What is the email service that you use? You don't have to give me your email address. I'll believe you if you just match the email service. Okay, it's him. It's really him. There you go. Sorry I had to do that, but like, yeah, I have to put your name in the tip or how would I know it's you? I would never know. All right, so the $25 tip. It's our first tip, big tip of the day, by the way. Let's get an animation going. So Mango wants to name my starter Pokemon. He's going to get to, because he just did that, okay? But moving forward, all right, you guys absolutely need, if you're going to try to name a Pokemon, put your name in the tip, put the Pokemon in the tip, and the name you want to give the Pokemon in the tip. It has to be like that. Now, it's first come, first serve, which means if 2 or 3 people all try to name a Pokemon at once, I'll let you know, and then you'll have to pick a future Pokemon if you were second, third, or whatever, okay? That's how we're going to do it. I'm going to do it fair, honest, first come, first serve. That's how it's going to work, okay? And no, okay, this is a good question. Scallop Potato said, are there duplicate names available? No. Once a Pokemon is named something, no one else can name a Pokemon the identical name. You can do a variation, but not the same. So, for example, someone wanted to name a Pokemon Jose Cuervo. Great. Well, I want to name the next one Jose Cuervo. No. Name it Jose Cuervo 1 or Jose Cuervo the 2nd, or you know what I mean? It can't be the same name. They can't be identical. Oh man. Jade, I'm really sorry to hear that you don't feel good. I hope you feel better, and just chill out and watch, but you don't have to worry about chatting if you don't feel good, man. Please feel better. Welcome, Constant Beat. So I'm happy to make it to the historic first stream. Should be good. Should be a good day. No, you can't name 10 Pokemon the same thing exactly. Everyone has to be something different. That's that way we keep the nonsense of the memes, the abuse down to a minimum, okay? What if you say a Pokemon name but it's not in the game? Well, then you're an idiot. Why would you tip and say, I want to name a Hitmonchan this, and there's no Hitmonchan in the game? Well, thanks for the contribution, stupid, but, you know, I mean, geez. what are you doing? Okay, then.
Hold on, did you say idiots? Hang on. Yeah, David Anderson says...
What if you say a Pokemon name but it's not in the game? Well, then you're an idiot.
Okay, he did, okay, let's say, yeah, there you go. That's what I want to make sure. David Anderson was the first one I think in the chat said idiot, but I wasn't sure if he was just calling me an idiot or... well, I was, because I missed it. But yeah, Phil said idiot, so we are technically one away. Technically, we are one away from a full house because we have 2 free spaces already enabled because Phil snorted so many fucking times today. So yeah, this is looking good, and of course that's a bingo because of the first column down the way.
Why would you tip and say, I want to name a Hitmonchan this, and there's no Hitmonchan in the game? Well, thanks for the contribution, stupid, but, you know, I mean, geez. What are you doing? Okay, then. Expand dogs. I'm excited for the playthrough. I got Thanksgiving groceries. I'm ready to chill. Won't be playing the game myself. I don't know too much about it. I can experience through a filter. Sounds good. Ronnie the Johnny says, did I name game characters Phil while playing as a kid? You know, yes, maybe. It was either the default or I would name it Phil. Either Phil or default, one or the other. Yeah. Was there a super chat? Did I miss it? I guess there was a super chat that came through. Was there an animation for it? Oh yeah, it was AD. Thank you, AD, for that super chat. I completely missed it. I'm sorry, man. Thank you for the super chat, AD. Let's get you on the leaderboard here. My fault. Did not see it. Okay. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee actually are not in the game? Oh, I was just guessing. I had no idea. Interesting. If you tip $25, do you get to name a Pokemon and ask the 8-ball a question? I mean, that's up to you. I'm not opposed to letting you do both. I'm not. If you want it, that's fine. It's always $8 or more. Gets to ask the 8-ball a question. So you could do both. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You know, it's fine. All right, Malmango Jewel Plots is going to think of a question for the 8-ball. There you go. Okay. Last chance. You got any questions? Anything you want to throw my way before we end the show and we get started? Kuri. The super chat says, it'll take about an hour or maybe a little more to get into the open world. So there's a lot of introduction, you're saying? Okay, fair enough. You know there's always a lot of introduction in these games. But hey, at least, you know, we know, thank God, with this long introduction, there'll be full-on voice acting in the game so we don't have to read any text, right? Right? Like all other modern games, right? Oops. I have no idea what a Pokeball's only run is. What is that? No, I'm not naming a Pokemon that disgusting name, Kinha. How dare you? It's really disgusting. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is not allowed. I'm not going to be doing perverted names. We're not going to be doing perverted names. We're not going to be doing insulting names. We're not going to be using the names of YouTubers to start drama. We're not doing any of that. Okay? It's not happening. So Mango Jewel Pods wants me to ask the 8-ball, Will I hit the tier 2 tips goal for every single Pokemon stream? Let's see what the 8 Ball has to say. Remember, tier 2 tips goal is the hat, the Pikachu hat. Oh, look, not so good. No. Oh, look, not so good. Shit. All right, guys. I think it's time to adjourn today's podcast, shall we? Good podcast, by the way. Chill podcast, fun Pokemon discussions. Gumi just did a super chat. Says, "Do you like the designs of the new starters?" I don't know. I haven't seen the starters at all. I don't even know who I don't know who they are. I've not seen them. I'm gonna see them for the first time today. So I'll let you know when we see them in the game in a moment. All right. I've literally stayed away and not exposed myself to most of this game, so that way it's a genuine shock and surprise when I play today. Okay. All right, guys. Let's end this pre-stream. Thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I certainly hope that you'll have one of these. Okay. All right. Let's, excuse me. Let us adjust the camera. I'm going to take a very brief break to use the restroom, but it's not going to be a long break. Just like a minute to use the restroom, wash my hands. That's it. And see my wife, because my wife actually has to go to work soon. So I want to say goodbye to her before she heads off to work. But well, actually, let's get the switch on. Let's get the switch on, shall we? Let's dust it off. Crap, I turned it off. I turned off the TV by accident. No signal. Oh, come on. The switch didn't turn on. There we go. So, you know what's kind of neat? You want to know what's kind of neat about my new Sony TV? It actually knows what console I have plugged in. Like, when I turn on the TV, it says, "Oh, Nintendo Switch." I was like, what? How does it know that? It can actually tell what piece of gaming hardware you have plugged into it. It does. It says it right on the screen. I was like, how does it know that? It's interesting. I don't know how it figures that out. I've never seen a TV figure that out before. But anyway, okay. It's pretty neat. Oh, there was a super chat? I missed it. Shout out to Great Zero Taste, who did a super chat. Thank you so much, Great Zero Taste. Says, I know you haven't started yet. Make sure you do some classic Phil looking around. There's a lot of items to find and rare items around. I've been playing for a few days in Australia so far. Oh, that's right, because you get it earlier, right? And keep in mind, it came out Friday. It's now Monday, so it's a few days. Everyone's ahead of me. Thank you, Great Zero Taste. You know me. I always explore. I'm not a rusher. I'm not going to rush through. I'm going to take my time. Look around. See what we can find in the environment. Look for some good items or whatever. All right? So, guys, like I said, I'm just going to go use the restroom quickly. And I'm going to be right back, and we're going to get started. I just want to, say goodbye to my wife. She's going to go to work soon. Use the restroom. I'll be right back, okay? I'm just going to mute the mic. I'm not going to monetize you guys. I'm just going to mute the mic, take a quick break, come back, and then we're going to jump in.
Why does he fucking insist on actually bringing up that fucking point? I'm not going to monetize you. Imagine if you guys fucking heard me remind you every fucking day that I don't run any advertisements on any fucking thing I do on this channel whatsoever. Like, advertisements by default fucking off. You would get fucking bored of shit. Who fucking cares? Who the fuck cares with that shit? Why bring it up? It's not a fucking pertinent fucking point. Just get on with the fucking thing. Go for your little pissy break. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I'm not going to monetize you. You fucking try to fucking squeeze money at them every goddamn fucking day.
Ben, Pokemon Scarlet. Sound good? Thanks, I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward this. Let's just jump ahead in time.
Cool.
Nope, not cool. Hang on. Just use arrow keys on the keyboard. There we go, he's back there. How far behind are we? About 17, 18 minutes, 17 and a half minutes or so.
Alrighty, guys. You guys ready? Let's get started. Here we go. Let's get the headphones on, or the neckphones on, excuse me. Who is ready? I have no idea if my camera placement is good. I might have to change it. We'll have to see. Okay? Ready. Okay. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to start recording. We'll do a little intro and a boot her up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new Pokemon playthrough. It's been, I want to say, just a little under a...
Technically, he's recording for YouTube now. I think that's game. That's got to be game over. I completely forgot that before he even goes into a new game, he starts recording. I was expecting to fucking launch a game and then talk some more, but that's the end of the game, because if there are any brand new games, he starts recording for YouTube before he even goes into the goddamn game. We had 2 free spaces because he snorted so many fucking goddamn times, and I think I'm going to use that and that for the free spaces, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's technically 5 extra fucking bingos, but sadly it's not a full house. We're 1 away from a goddamn full house, but we do get random 5 more bingo horns to fucking, you know, just annoy you with. So pardon me while I play these 5 times just to make sure I didn't miss anything out. There we go. Sadly, it's not a full house. Very close to a full house, and we're very close to hand graphs as well. Keep in mind, it's one of those ones that we were close to getting earlier on, but sadly, he did not demonstrate that his channel has been plateauing and has not really gone anywhere since then. He had a chance to fucking demonstrate that when he was talking about memberships earlier on, but he chose not to. So I actually want to keep playing this. Bear with me. I think Phil. I actually want to see what Phil says for a super chat, because I think it came in during him being on break.
Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Legends, and it was Pokemon's rematched, and said no fuse over with you. So I said positive for a good the opposite, which is very in this place. And obviously, they make Pokemon build and Pokemon. So, but it is first come first serve. If you tip in, went through the ground rules on throughs. If you like and leave comment doing that stuff, Scarlet. Expand Dong says there's new evolutions to some older Pokemon which they haven't done since the Nintendo DS.
Bear with me, guys, okay? Because I think the super chat happens around here. But yeah, USA and Wales tied 1 each, which I kind of guessed was going to happen. I actually thought it was going to be a draw. So there you go.
That's interesting.
The fuck was that noise?
Okay, Fens the Spook says Pokemon which they haven't done since the Nintendo DS. That's interesting.
The fuck was that noise? Is that happening? Was this some fucking truck reversing outside Phil's home?
Okay, Fens the Spook says let's get it on. Let's do it. Fens the Spook sounds good. And Madara's God says I can't wait to see which starter you end up picking. I have no idea. Oh lord.
Oh, for fuck's sake, who's Phil going to pick? Is he going to pick the whitest fucking character in top left? Or bottom left? He went for the bottom left, I think. Yeah, he went top left. I'm curious to see why he's not reacting to his fucking super chat. Maybe we've got to fucking... Oh god, I'm definitely fucking skipping this shit. Jesus fucking... There we go. No, that's a member. I think it happens right at the same time as that. It is possible he did skip the super chat. He didn't lean into it though or anything. And just felt... Man, he's really... I could have sworn it happened right about this fucking time, but I guess he did actually fucking ignore the super chat. I thought it was an interesting super chat as well. Asking, you know, just what does his wife do for retail? You know, what kind of work does wife, you know, does cat do in retail? It's a simple, honest, robust question, but there you fucking go. And we're now at 8 minutes now. There's no way to answer the fucking question. I ignored it.
That's a little suspect. Kind of how is that supposed to...
Okay, so Phil is $26 in tips. He's as of right now, he's probably fucking lost a lot of members already, but he's just not aware of it. We'll have to wait until tomorrow's podcast to see Phil's reaction to losing 200 members. But that's going to be the DSP Bingo, guys. We were 24 out of 25 on the Bingo card. I'm going to end it there. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me for the DSP Bingo. Sadly, it wasn't a full house, but there's always tomorrow, as the saying always goes. And yeah, maybe tomorrow, before Phil's day off, we can get a good, strong finish to Phil's working week and we can get a full house to enjoy. And yeah, guys, I'm going to leave you all with the kind of usual kind of thing where I will play out with Pixar Animations, his incredible talents, and him making notorious PIG contributions. And Tom Tony's asking, do we have a you guys loved XY Square? We have you guys. There is specifically a you guys kind of thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, we can go over the bingo card tomorrow if you guys want, you know what I mean? Just to kind of remind yourselves what's on it. But I'm going to call it quits for tonight. So I'm not sure if Meerkat's still live. I know Meerkat was live earlier on. He might still be live. And actually, give me a second here. If he is still live, I'll set up a live redirect right now. Just bear with me. Bear with me right now. Is that cheeky bastard still live? I don't think he is. Son of a bitch. Okay, I can't even set it up then. He's not even live anymore. Balls. Okay. Well, in that case, guys, I'm just going to end it there. Thank you guys very much for joining me for the bingo. Thank you for keeping me right in the chat for things that I missed on the card. Sadly, it wasn't a full house, but tomorrow's another day. We got a chance to do it all over again tomorrow. Join me then if you so wish. And of course, thank you very much as well, guys, for super chats as well. Lunar and Carl Denson as well. I do appreciate anything else to give, you know what I mean. But unlike Phil, I'm not going to fucking guilt trip any bastard, you know what I mean? Because I'm very happy to get anything. Times are tough for everyone, you know what I mean? So it's never mandatory, you know, it's not like Phil Burnell and all that shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday, however to spend it, and yeah, we're going to play out how we always play out. We're going to play Notorious PIG contributions, and yeah, join me tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo, and hopefully we can get a full house in. But until then, have a good one, guys. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that, in an instant, fucking gone.